Hello. Would you like some head? I've got plenty of it here for you. I've got Jurassic and Megan. Maybe you would want some dirty Megan. I will accept my cancellation now. I apologize to everybody. And I will be giving up the channel now. Hello, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps. Thank you so much here. We made it to 700K subscribers, and it looks like that's as far as we're getting with the 3C channel after today, yo. Ooh, so nice to see everybody. Whoa, okay, that was crazy. Oh, we missed you. Oh, I missed you guys too. Big Pappy. Pappy is here. Pappy, what a wonderful day. 3C goons, line up. Set your marks ready. Point to the horizon. I love you guys too. I love you. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for the congratulatories. Happy 700K. Happy. We did it. We made it here, guys. On our way to 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I'm stealing that. That's mine now, buddy. You can't trademark little things you say at the end. 3C in it right now. Oh, geez. 3C father yet? I don't know. Let's all of you draw blood, put it in a napkin, and I'll give you an address to where to send it to, and we'll find out how many of you belong to me. Hello, hello. Oh, so good to see all your wonderful faces here today. We actually have a whole lot of stuff here to talk about, so I shouldn't even be spending too much time at the beginning of this chat with so much nonsense. Let me get my heads out of the way. They ruining my view of the monitor. If y'all could see how messy this whole area is, you'd lose a little respect for me. Just a little, just a little. All right, running through the checklist of some of the stuff we're going to be talking about here today, guys, because it is a whole lot of stuff. All right, so in the docket, we have Lilo and Stitch 2 officially announced. The Street Fighter cast is insane. I have yet to see anything like this, but all right. We got some updates on Soulmate since Megan's coming out this weekend, and a lot of people either loving or hating the sequel. We're talking about what's next in that universe. We got a couple of actors that are on the short list to be James Bond next. Tom Holland, one of them. Oh lordy, we're gonna talk about that. Dude, Friday the 13th is just making some weird decisions because they announced a new film up and coming, but oh, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing. 5 Transformer movies in the works. One of them, Michael Bay coming back to the franchise. How we feeling on that? The script for let me do this. You lied to me, Alfred. Something in the way. The Batman 2 script is finished. Oh, and we're gonna be celebrating real high with that. Just lied to me, Alfred. I gotta rewatch it. I need to say more lines from that movie. Superman. We have our first negative review of the movie out and about. Punisher. We got some details on the Punisher series, who the villain's gonna be, and since we know Punisher now leads into Spider-Man Brand New Day, we definitely got to discuss that. Of course, with some pretty big Spider-Man leaks. We just got revealed the the person who will be doing principal photography on the movie, and dude, they accidentally let a lot of stuff slip. We're gonna be talking about that, and then at the end of it all, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the first 3 episodes of Ironheart, and I just wrapped up finishing Squid Games. Oh, Squid Games! Telling you what I thought about season 3. Good ending, disappointing. I'll let you know. All right, so we definitely gonna be banning Squid Game spoilers. Yes, that's fine. You can ban the Squid Game spoilers. I am fine with that. And any Superman spoilers too, because I know now since the thing has been out and about, some people want to spoil stuff from Superman, and I'm not trying to spoil any of that kind of stuff here. So, oh yes, I talked about this already. If you're asking about the Superman book, that is going to be part. In fact, let me just start teasing that right now. I mentioned it. I finished the book, and the main reason I haven't done the video on it is the book doesn't actually reveal a whole lot. Like, it's just very tiny, minuscule details of Clark's first day in Metropolis. But after that, it's just a random adventure. There's a little bit of insight to like Lex Luthor and Supes, But like comparing it to the Batman prequel book, I don't know if you guys remember when I did that, the Batman prequel novel. Even though I know it's not canon, it was still so exciting and fun at the time to read the prequel novel because, dude, it told us what Bruce Wayne was like at 16 years old, what the Riddler was doing as a teenager, how Batman was trained by Alfred, how he built the Batmobile. Like, there was a lot of detail, even though I know it's not canon, but it's still fun to think about. There's nothing like that really in the Superman novel. It's just like a random little adventure and just tiny details. So it wasn't enough for me to do a full video, but it will be. I still mention what we do learn from that book. I'll still mention it on the here. I'm trying to pull it up right now. In my vlog video, it'll be a segment when I do everything Superman related. And here's a little teases of the stuff I've filmed. Your boy with the Sapussy camel toe outside of the Dairy Queen trying the Dairy Queen Superman collab. Yeah, that's right. Your boy also went to Wallyville to get them Superman cookies. Oh, yeah, them Superman cookies. And your boy even humiliated himself further by going to Superman at his local mall and buying up as much Superman merch as he could find. Oh yeah, dude. It's gonna be a banging video. So you'll definitely see all that. There ain't no Little Caesars pizza for Superman. That's the Fantastic Four video, which will also be done. I haven't filmed that stuff yet, but since Superman's coming out first, you'll get the Superman vlog, and then you'll get the Fantastic Four, where yes, I'll be getting the Little Caesars and the Pop Tarts from Walmart. There's not as much Fantastic Four collabs out there. There was a lot of Superman stuff. So there you go, buddy. Get ready for that. And oh, dude, a lot of fun stuff. I want to tease some of the things I did, but I'll save it for the video. So that'll be a segment there, along with other merchandise and stuff I found for Superman. That should be a fun video. I will take a second to edit it though, because I'm also working on the Superman reviews alongside Reed, so that'll be good. And someone said, "I'm pretty sure that's Grapevine." Well, you are correct. Grapevine Mall. You are very much correct. All right. Let me see here. What else? Are there any Fantastic Four stuff? Like I said, I planned a Fantastic Four vlog. There is some stuff out there right now. For Fantastic Four, it's slowly coming out. I actually plan to tomorrow to do the Fantastic Four. And did I get myself a Fantastic Four outfit as nice as the Superman one? I guess you'll have to wait and see, buddy, oh boy. Guess you'll have to wait and see. But all right, with that out of the way, let's just go into these topics, man, because like I said, we got a lot to get into, and it's gonna be a long stream. So buckle in, hit that like button, say something nice in the chat, and remember I love you. Okay? Just remember that. Just remember that. All right, let's start off here with the LILO and Stitch 2 announcement. Okay, so as you guys know, the live action Lilo and Stitch movie had just hit theaters, and with that, it's been killing it at the box office. It is well on its way to making $1 billion. I think they're at the 900 something mark, and within a week or two, it'll reach that $1 billion mark. And it's still so crazy because this was a movie that they made to go to streaming, that they wanted to dump and thought, yeah, just let it there on Disney Plus, like Lady and the Tramp did. I still can't believe Lady and the Tramp was a Disney Plus movie, or Pinocchio. Now, I'm not thinking those could have been $1 billion, but Lady and the Tramp or Pinocchio, they could have at least made 400 or 500 million alone. I didn't hate the Lady and the Tramp one. Pinocchio one, I was not a fan of. Either way, though, dude, they were that close to missing out on that money. And so they revealed this little video, but it's okay, where it's Stitch driving in his car too fast, giving you a hint of the title, Lilo and Stitch, too fast, too glitchy. And I just I gotta tell you, I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on Lilo and Stitch. I was not ready for how controversial the movie was gonna be, especially with its ending, because that's the thing that everyone's been talking about. Spoilers, if you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, I'm just gonna tell it to you. The thing they do in the live action remake that pissed people off is that Nani, the sister, decides to go to college to pursue her career, while Lilo is then given to a neighbor of the family and whatnot. And I know that sounds bad, right? Saying it out loud, that like the whole point of the movie is for them to stay together and be a family. But I think some people are twisting that ending around, because if you watch it, it really focuses on Nani's struggle, how much she also lost, because she lost her parents too. She had to give up her career, her life, so she could raise her sister. I like how the movie tried giving both of them a happy ending. It's like LILO is happy with this neighbor. She can see her sister whenever she wants, and Nani gets to have her career and doesn't give up her life and what she wanted to do. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong with the audio? W audio. What? Is fixed? Good. What's going on? Sorry, guys. I see the chat. All right. All right. All good. Is my mic good? Man, what's going on with this? I've been having trouble with it the last 2 streams and whatnot. Let me just. Is it good? It's all good now. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. But anyways, back to what I was saying here. Is all is to say, I thought the movie was fine. I thought it captured the magic of LILO and Stitch's relationship well. Stitch was obviously the best part. That was like brought to life, almost 100% accuracy. And all the mistakes it made with the changes, I think can be fixed and addressed in the new movie. Because, all right, from what we know, thanks to Daniel RPK, because he also was talking about this right before they announced it, there is a LILO and Stitch 2 that exists out there called LILO and Stitch. Stitch has a glitch, right? Where Stitch is like glitching out or something, and Jumba needs to fix them, this and that. And we also get introduced to Ruben, and it sets us up for the animated show where he goes out and finds all his friends. It does not look like they are going to be taking inspiration from the second movie. It looks like they're going to create an original story, but I 100% bet you they are still going to take inspiration from the cartoon show and throw in Ruben in there. Like, why wouldn't they? I keep hearing that the mic is lagging, man. What the hell? That is not cool. Let me see if I can do something, guys. That is not cool. Give me 2 seconds, man, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about here today. Hello. It's still lagging. You the man? Is it good? It's not okay. Sorry about that. The chat scared me. I want it all to be good. Anyways, so I can guarantee you, when it comes to the sequel, we is getting Ruben. Like, there is no way we don't get Ruben from LILO and Stitch coming in here. Like, you just have to. And I already know now they're gonna butcher this guy. They're gonna ruin him. Just the same way they did Jumba in the movie. Ruben's getting cast by. He's voiced by Chris Pratt. He's getting voiced by somebody so off, so wrong, and we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to be okay. I can't think of someone right now that would be perfect for Ruben. He has kind of like a New York, almost a New York, Brooklyn kind of accent, almost Jersey, a little, something in that area kind of accent, a little bit kind of coming back. But I'm trying to think of who. They're going to cast somebody like a Idris Elba. Idris Elba is going to end up voicing Ruben, give him such a dark voice. Well, I make sandwiches. And from time to time, Knuckles. That's a different universe. That's my best tip. Or I could see Red Guardian. They should have had, I don't know why they didn't get David Harbour for Jumba. His Red Guardian voice would have been perfect for Jumba. So I think that is the route they're going with, is LILO and Stitch with all his cousins, including the cousin he kisses. Because yes, Stitch gets down like that. We haven't forgot. Kinda sus, Stitch. I know she's pink and cute, but that's your cousin, buddy. Am I wrong? Chad, am I wrong? That should be the new controversy for the second movie, is just go full on in that, hey, sometimes kissing your cousin's okay. Is she cute? It's a pass. Stitch is okay with it, so that means you are too, little kid. Happy Disney Day for you. Of course, I'm joking, but I think that is the obvious next route for LILO and Stitch, is you throw in all these characters, all that, and you obviously also throw in, I forget the name of the big alien, Stitch big alien, what was his name? The shark-looking guy? Was Captain Gontu. There we go. You got to throw him in. He's got to be the villain, along with maybe that little rabbit guy, the Stitch rabbit. What's his name? What's that rabbit? Rabbit? Stitch rabbit. Yeah, this dude, Hamsterville, which another pretty memorable voice that they're gonna butcher. I hope Aquafina voices Captain Gantu, and then the little rabbit is voiced also by Aquafina. Just do it. Win that Oscar, Aquafina. So that's what I'm thinking. There's a lot to be redeemed with this next movie. There's a lot they can go ahead and fix. I don't I'm not against it because I think there's potential for better. Because one, they will know how big the potential for the money is, so the budget is going to be increased. That's going to be one. Two, they can fix the issue they did with Jumba. They're not going to get rid of the voice, unfortunately, but hopefully they can work something out there because that would be a lot better. And I think bringing in more classic characters, a lot of those little cousin alien creatures, all that could maybe do something fun. There's potential for fun here, and if not, at least I get to see Stitch be Stitch and have a little fun here and there. So, and I also like the actress that they got to play Lilo. I thought she was adorable. So I'm okay with it. I think there's potential there. We'll see if it ends up being good. Jack Black. You know what? I would not even Jack Black as Ruben. That could work. I could see Jack Black as Ruben. Parmesan sandwich. What's like a chicken jockey phrase he can say? Ham and cheese. Something like that. We'll work on it, Disney. We'll work on it. Sabrina Carpenter for the Pink Stitch. Sure. Let's do that. All right. You guys let me know if you're excited or not with Lilo and Stitch 2. Moving on to something that I know everybody is going to be excited for, regardless of how the quality of the movie comes out. The Street Fighter movie. All right. So I think just 2 weeks ago, we were, oh my goodness. Anyway, just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the cast for the Street Fighter movie. And it had a couple of faces. Who was in that? I think I had it in the thumbnail. So let me just look in the thumbnail before we get to some of the updated names. But 3C clips. Always go to the clips channel and you can see all the clips and stuff we talk about. But I think we had names like Jason Momoa. We had Jason Momoa. What was the other one? Dude, come on. I know was it that long ago? Oh, there it is. Jason Momoa, Noah Centineo, a wrestler in there. I was like, you know what? Fine enough names. I don't see anything wrong with this. Jason Momoa is kind of big. Noah Centineo, I think, is a little underrated. He was a fun part of Black Adam. Throw in a wrestler in there. He's definitely built. So I was like, okay, yeah, these names seem good. Well, yeah, let's do that. These new names for Street Fighter the movie have me confused. All right, so first off, let's start off with Chun-Li because I think we're all gonna agree that's perfectly fine. Which I should be careful searching Chun-Li, because you never know. Oh, there we go, perfect, right there. Kalina Liang has been cast as Chun-Li. Do the members of the board have an issue? Object now or forever hold your peace. Oh, what's that? Crickets? What's that? Nobody? Of course. This is good. I saw this and I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to nail it. This is good. So this one gets a thumbs up. Perfect. I think she's going to rock it. All right. So there we go. We had Chun-Li in there. All right. And then next up, I couldn't believe it, dude. 50 Cent. 50 Cent got added to the movie. And then I had to step back and go, what? 50 Cent. All right, so I think he's involved with a lot. Okay, there we go. 50 Cent has been cast as Balrog. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Balrog in the movie. Okay. I don't know if you're familiar with 50 Cent's acting game or whatnot. I think he has like a good amount of movies under his belt. I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about this. That seemed like, all right, let's let him be Balrog. You know what? Chat is saying I approve. I dig it. Roll. All right, then. So the chat is giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving it a lukewarm. I'm like, okay. Only because I'm also thinking about 50 Cent's age. I haven't seen. How old is 50 Cent? 50 Cent age. Dude's almost 50. And this isn't even really a knock. Because I think he still looks great for 50. He still looks great for 50. I'm curious if he's going to be rocking a fit like Balrog over here with the shirt open. But for 50, I guess he still looks great. So, all right. Let's let him be. Let 50 be there. What you say for me for? I'm sorry, 50. I did it. Okay. So, that's fine. All right. Okay. Then we have Andrew Schultz in the movie. Andrew Schultz got added on to the film. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Andrew Schultz. He's a comedian. I actually used to find his stuff kind of funny. I like in his early days, I thought he was like kind of funny. I was like, oh, he's got a couple of good jokes, good some observational stuff, good crowd work. I don't like a lot of the stuff he says today, and he just leans in a very weird direction, and he has like a clear bias. But least person I would expect to be in a Street Fighter movie. And when this name popped up, I just went, oh my God, we got a Borderlands situation. We got Borderlands in 2025. Okay, so what I mean by this, I think Borderlands was a packed cast. You can't deny the cast in the Borderland movie was interesting. It was filled with faces you recognized and knew, from Cate Blanchett. You had Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart in there, and Jack Black as there. I wish I knew the name of this phenomenon. There needs to be a name for movies like this that get cast with decently known people, but the movie always ends up being poo-pooey. Because you know what's another example of this happening? You guys remember the last Resident Evil movie? That also had the same vibe. When did that one came out? Resident Evil 20, was it 2023? 2023 movie? It was like Welcome to Raccoon City or something. What was it called? Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon. It was 2021. Wow. That was another one that had an odd cast of people. I was like, I know some of these faces. We got dude from Umbrella Academy. We got guy who was Fred in a Scooby-Doo movie on Cartoon Network. And we had the guy from Victorious. It's all like these decently familiar faces that it's like, okay, maybe that could work. I know some of these guys. Reboot after this one. Didn't even get two movies, just reboot. And now I'm getting the same vibe with this Street Fighter movie. I think all these castings are accurate. I have not heard about Jack Reacher in the movie. I don't believe this one. I have not heard this one. I don't think, is that the real cast? Did he actually get added in? No way. That's going to change my whole opinion. If Jack Reacher is in this, what is his name again? I forget. I'm just going to search Jack Reacher. I don't know his name. Jack Reacher, Alan Rich. Is he actually in the Street Fighter movie? He's being considered. Okay, so it says he's not in it just yet. All right, well, that's the AI. New Street Fighter movie has the most bizarre cast. I agree. I have not seen Alan Richardson be confirmed. All these other names I've talked about are confirmed and have been announced. Don't get your hopes up. But dude, if Alan Richardson joins the cast, forget what I said in terms of making fun of this, because this cast is now peak. Every other name here is accurate, minus Alan Richardson. All these others. So I don't know, man. And also, I'm complaining as a guy who does not play Street Fighter. I do not know the story or the vibe they're going with, but it is interesting to say the least. It is so fascinating. I don't know what to think of it. Let me see what other people are saying. Reacher for Batman ain't gonna happen. It wouldn't be bad, but it ain't gonna happen. Sydney Sweeney as Cammy. Who is Cammy? Now, I don't know. Cammy Street Fighter. Oh. They have not cast Cammy yet. You might be onto something. I doubt they could get Sydney Sweeney for that. It already, with some of these faces, it looks like they're already spending more than they can on some of the cast. But you know what? Fine. Maybe this ends up being a big win. Maybe this actually ends up working for them. It's at least a lot of familiar faces. But I got to tell you, when I was looking at this cast, I was like, 50 Cent, Jason Momoa, Noah Centineo. This is either going to go horribly, horribly wrong or be the best video game movie ever made. It can only go one of two ways. All right. So you guys let me know what you think about this Street Fighter casting, how you feel about it. Do you find it kind of bizarre and weird? Which choices are you most happy with? Like, I think Jason Momoa will probably fit fine. Chun-Li, I think, nailed it. Noah Centineo, I'm so curious because he's what's his name? Kairu? I'm stopping while I'm ahead now. Street Fighter movie, peak or flop? You guys let me know. I'm curious. All right, moving on to the next topic here. Oh, Megan. So we know Megan is releasing this weekend 2.0. Look at the Rotten Tomato score. Okay, not it's pretty 50-50. At 141 reviewers, 57% of them liked it, while the other could care less. I walked away having fun with the movie. I know it's got its flaws. It's not exactly perfect. The first movie is better because it sticks to that hard tone, but I actually had fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was so funny seeing John Campio's at a theater reaction because it looked like he was going to be so happy and he hated the movie. But I think all the reasons he said he hated it is kind of why I had fun. He hated the vagina yeast infection joke, and that joke made me laugh so hard in the theater. I was like, that really can't be it? You don't like yeast infected vaginas? Oh man, come on. Don't knock it till you try it, Campia. But no, everybody's got their opinion, and even in my review, a lot of people are not liking it as well. So whatever, right? But there is definitely one sad thing about this. Although I enjoyed and had a blast with Megan, I am sad that she was so fun and enjoyable as a killer in the first movie, and now it looks like they're not going to do that anymore. She's just going to be a good guy now, and that's what will happen in the next movies if they get to making them. But it looks like we do have a Megan replacement that will fill up that spot. So we have here James Wan, I believe, who just did an interview about this. So let's see here. So he says, talking about the Megan spinoff movie called Soulmate, where the A is an 8. And James Wan talks about it here. So let me see if I can get it. So here's how he describes it. He says, here's how I describe it. Everyone has already pictured it. Williams, who stars in Megan's and Gemma. When the first movie came out, we knew everyone was going to be imagining this. So we were like, don't do that to our girl. We'll give you a different person and a different story and an R-rated world to do this in. Let Megan be Megan and leave her out of this completely. So that's what they were saying there. And then here we go. Soulmate is basically set in the AI world, but seen through a more grown-up perspective, one that embraces all the great erotic thrills from the 90s, like Fatal Attraction, but with robots. So although we have lost Megan as that R-rated, because she was supposed to be R-rated. Don't forget that. The first movie was R-rated, but once they saw it blew up on TikTok, they removed all those R-rated scenes, and that's why when it came out on Peacock, they put them all back in the unrated cut. A lot of people saying, oh, they're going to do that again for the second movie. Because they filmed it knowing it was going to be PG-13, so there's no R-rated scenes to add in. But with that, although we lost our R-rated funny icon like this, we're going to get one back in the form of Soulmate. And I'm curious, man, because we've had a lot of these robot killer movies. I mean, Megan Fox was just in one. Megan Fox robot movie. I forget what it was called. And oh Lord, please don't get me in trouble. All right. And it was not good. It was not good. But I feel like if James Wan is behind it, there could be something there. And the fact that it'll be rated R will actually fill in that void a little bit. So I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. And you know what? For all we know, maybe there's some cinematic universe buildup that is happening here. If Soulmate actually ends up being good and it's this R-rated, crazy fun world, who's to say down the line we don't have the robot from Soulmate eventually face off with Megan, who is also growing up every movie because they have like an actual actress who puts on the Megan stuff, and she's a little kid who's actually growing, which is why in the second movie they made her 2 feet taller. I think that could happen. I think there could be like Megan 4 or 5. She faces off against the sex doll and Soulmate. And that could be fun. That could be interesting to set up our own little Freddy versus Jason situation. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So I like this. I like that although they took away what could have been an R-rated killer robot, we're still gonna give you another one with whatchamacallit, Soulmate. But we'll see how it does because Companion, although that was very good. I liked Companion, if you guys didn't know, and that one's also about a sexy bot that goes bad. Not a lot of people went out to go see it. Unfortunately, I don't think it did all that well at the box office. Just did okay numbers. Got great reviews. I still recommend it. One of my better movies of this year. I really like. I do so wish they didn't give away the robot thing because there's something that happens in the first 10 minutes where if you didn't know she was a robot, you'd be like, oh, what? But they took that away from me, and they will pay. So, yeah, you guys here, although Megan is no longer rated R, we're still going to begin someone. And remember, that movie also takes place in the universe of Megan. So we're going to get a Megan mention, a Megan cameo, something like that in that film. She could be in the post-credit scene, Nick Fury style. We don't know. Do you care? Do you want it? Let me know down below. Let me know down below. All right, let's move on to the next topic. James Bond. Name's Bond. James Bond. As you guys know, over the weekend, I have become the biggest James Bond fan. Go ahead, trivia me on anything James Bond, and I will guess it. What is his name? James Bond. What is his code agent name? 007. Who was the last James Bond? Daniel Craig. See, 10 out of 10 score. I just made that up. The chat did not even ask any of those questions. I'm a good actor. I should be the next James Bond. But of course, what's his drink? Oh, come on. That even I know that one. Martini. Shaken, not stirred. But you can shake that ass, honey. That's how his line goes. I've seen the movie. I've seen it. Period. Thanks, guys. Thanks. What's his car? Aston Martin? Is that right? I'm actually gonna try to guess some of these now. Is it an Aston Martin? I think it is because I see heavy spoilers. Good old Paul always showing off. Look at me. I bought the James Bond car. Buy a life, Paul. Buy a life. Am I right though? No. I don't know if that actually is his car. Okay. Either way, back to the topic at hand. So with the James Bond situation, the reason I'm actually excited or interested, even though I've never seen any James Bond movie, and thank you guys who commented on the last video suggesting which Bond movies to watch. You give me a good list now of films so I can dive into and know about this character. Whenever the short list of directors came out, Denis Villeneuve was on that list, and that came true. Like, all right, he's directing the movie, and that's the reason I'm pretty excited because I know he's a really great director. He's going to do something awesome with Bond, and so I want to see what ends up happening. James Bond, and so today, a list of actors have been put on a short list of who could possibly play James Bond according to Variety, and the names are Jacob Elordi, Tom Holland, and what's this other guy? Harris Dickinson. And look, it ended up becoming true last time. The directors on the short list, Denis Villeneuve was right there, and he got the job. We are seeing a real possibility of Tom Holland possibly being Mr. Stark. I'm 007. Oh, how are we feeling about this? Okay, so as a professional James Bond fan now, my opinion will be correct. Ain't no way it's happened. I'd love it just to see James Bond fans melt, and because I don't have that big of an attachment to the franchise, I'll still give it a shot. But as much as I love Tom Holland and as great as I think he is, I just don't see it happening for him. It would be awesome if he does it and somehow they pull it off. But I think there's a couple of things holding him back. One, he's just too famous right now with Spider-Man. And I think for the next Bond, you want to go for somebody kind of virtually unknown, kind of has like a clean slate, doesn't have a lot of already stuff behind them. Because I think even when Daniel Craig got chosen, he didn't have a lot in his resume as well. Just a couple of projects, and then obviously James Bond catapulted him. And so I think with Tom, it's too much of a how do I say it? Of a choice where it's like, he's just too famous. He's not gonna do it. Another reason, and I'm not even gonna get too hard on him on this one because, hey, Tom, I feel you already, buddy. I looked up how tall Tom Holland is. The boy's my height, okay? We short kings at 5'7". As you guys know, a couple years ago, I had a surgery because I was born 10 feet tall. Ladies were all over me, and I just didn't think it was fair to the world. So I decided to come down to 5'7". I wanted to humble myself as a good Samaritan. And well, Tom Holland was unfortunately naturally born at 5'7". So I think that will honestly stop it a lot. I think you need a Bond that's a little tall. It'd be great if they subvert us. It'd be great if they hit us with, yeah, I'm short, but I can do all this. You know, it's like, I don't know. It works fine for Spider-Man because he's got these powers, right? Jake, okay, so as much as I love Tom Holland, it ain't gonna be him. It ain't gonna be him. Jacob Elordi, again, I think he's another great actor. I like the stuff I've seen him in. The only thing that's really catapulted him right now is Euphoria, so there is a basis there. But there's although I could like see him as Nightwing, I would love to see him as like Dick Grayson, or even Red Hood, an adult Red Hood, I think would be cool. There's something where I just don't exactly see him as James Bond. You know what I mean? I know as a fan and as someone who hasn't seen the movies, like, Chris, how can you speak on that? James Bond has been everywhere in media. They've parried him everywhere. I know what he's supposed to be like and his mannerisms and whatnot. I just don't know if I fully buy that off Jacob. Honestly, the one I'm thinking has the best chance right here is Harris Dickinson. Harris Dickinson, I think, has the best shot. The stuff I've seen him in, he's a really good actor. I feel like he's got that portrayal. He's also got that clean slate. Not a lot of projects, all that known. I think he probably does have the range for it. I'm going him. Now, it doesn't mean he will be the one chosen, that it's only these three. There's definitely more names being tossed around. And other people have brought up a great point. I mean, Denny just signed on. He's barely part of it. They haven't even finished writing the script for the new movie. Until they get a script finished, they're not going to start casting right away. And so we'll see. I've seen other people also bring up like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson would be awesome as a Bond. I could definitely see him. He was so good in 28 Years Later. I wish he had more screen time before he became a background actor in that movie. But I just like him a lot. Even in Kraven the Hunter, although I didn't like Kraven the Hunter, he's such an enjoyable part of that movie. Just seeing him be who he is, I think Aaron Taylor Johnson would be pretty good. I know people say Henry Cavill. I unfortunately think they want to go slightly younger. You know what? I don't even know Aaron Taylor Johnson's age. Let's see. He's 35. And then Henry Cavill, 42. I don't know. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson has a better starting point right now with the age right now, but we'll see. It could really end up being anybody. I've seen people also toss out Idris Elba. I think a couple years ago, Idris would have been perfect. I think it's the same situation of an age situation. He's in his 50s, which again doesn't bad. Maybe they want to start off with an older Bond, maybe an experienced grizzled Bond, and tell stories there. Maybe they think it's too cliche to start younger. But I think Amazon is definitely wanting to find their Bond who's going to be Bond for the next 10 years. And I don't know. So we'll see. I love Idris, and I think he would have been great. I've seen also people point out that after watching F1, which I still need to get around to, guys. I've been a little too busy this week. I've seen a lot of people say after S1, Desmond Idris should be Bond. And again, another actor who's from the stuff I've seen, I could believe it. I think that could work. But we'll wait and see. So you guys see those names. Do you think Tommy Holland actually has a shot? What do you think some of the things that hold him back? Is it his age? Is it his height? Is it how famous he is? And who do you think will end up getting it? It's kind of interesting, you know? I never thought I'd care about learning all this Bond stuff, but sounds kind of fun right now with what we've got. All right. Moving on to what we're talking about next, buddy. Oh boy. Oh, dang, okay. The Jason universe. Every time we get an update on the Jason universe, I sadly get more and more disappointed with what's going on here. So just to catch you guys all up to speed, we have the Jason universe here. That is not a cinematic universe. The Jason universe is a brand. And ever since they've come out, they've been making all these announcements like, hey, look at our new logo. Look at our new mask. This is what our Jason's going to look like. They announced a house at Halloween Horror Nights. A bunch of merch is actually already being sold. And we have the show Crystal Lake that just started filming. In fact, let me just show that off to you because that's the one thing I'm probably really excited for is the A24 Crystal Lake show. And I like the little first look they gave us. Let's see. Crystal Lake show. First look. Come on, buddy. Oh boy, where was it? It was just showing off the other day. Crystal Lake begins filming because they started filming the show and they had to like, oh, there it is. Here's the little marker. And I guess the working title is Mama's Boy, which, yes, Jason is a mama's boy, and we love that for him. We love him for him. So that's in the works. Okay. But they also yesterday decided to announce a film for Jason. But not just any film, guys. A short film for Jason. You know, we're all waiting for a movie, a reboot, something to happen with this guy. And they said, we got you. I'm going to give you a film in short form. And that is only the beginning of this disappointment. So let me dive deeper into what all this means. So how is there no results for Jason Universe? There we go. So it got announced. Here's the article. Sweet Revenge. Jason Universe announces Jason Voorhees short film from director Mike P. Nelson. And when I first saw this headline, and I even saw this first look because they're filming it, and look, there's Jason right now, the same Jason that I was just mentioning, where they have the new mask and all that. And I complain about the mask, but people are like, Chris, it's a fine. It looks like Jason. It's not a big deal. I would have liked something a little more round, but fine. You're right. It's not that big of a deal. I'll be happy with it just to get some Jason. And we're finally seeing him, right? He's right there. He's got the mask, all that. They started filming it. Cool. And even when I went to look at this director, Mike P. Nelson. Oh, my bad. Mike P. Nelson. I like some of the stuff he's done. Nothing amazing, but I actually am a fan of the Wrong Turn reboot. It's a little different than what's been done. He's did a segment in the VHS franchise. There was some other stuff he's did, but I was like, you know what? Not a bad name, and it's just a short film. Maybe it's just like a Deadpool situation when they leaked that footage and then they got the movie. It's like maybe it's like that. Maybe it's just a startup interest in Jason. Show that people care. This thing will blow up, go viral, and studios are going to be lining up to get the rights and make a movie. Nah, man, we were duped because this right here, buddy, oh boy, is another crummy commercial. Oh, but when you read into the logistics of all this, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. So we have it here. Variety announced Sweet Revenge this afternoon, described as a short form vignette, which also, that in itself, they're not even using the word short film, okay? If you look up right now on Google the meaning of vignette, it's a brief. This isn't even a short film. Vignette could actually be 10, 30 seconds long. This thing might not even, you think of a short film 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sure. This thing could be a minute long. They're using the word vignette. Vignette is very short. Okay, brief. So I was like, all right, there's one. Then we have that will serve as a centerpiece of the franchise's bold 45th anniversary campaign. It's like, okay, celebrate 45 years. What the hell does this mean? Well, it sounds like Sweet Revenge is a glorified commercial for Angry Orchid Hard Cider. With the short set to debut in the Jason Universe YouTube channel, as well as a site hosted by Angry Orchid, a Variety notes in their reports that Angry Orchid is the sponsoring the vignette as part of a larger collaboration with the franchise. It's a dang sponsorship. It's a dang commercial. The thing that they're going to celebrate a 45th anniversary is just to show off some beer, some alcohol. It's a freaking Budweiser commercial, dude. What happened, Jason? Sell beer for mama, Jason. Sell beer. What is going on, man? I hate to be a whiny, complaining fanboy, but dude, this guy has not been in a movie for a long time. We have missed this boy. We thought it was all because of the lawsuit, taking up the time, being in the courtrooms for 5 years. And then we thought when the courtroom drama ended that it's yay, we can get to making stuff. And we got the A24 show announced. But ever since Jason Universe has been announced, it's been nothing but t-shirts, freaking commercials, this and that. It's just being used as a brand. And I get it. The whole point of the lawsuit was so that these parties can now make money from Jason since they didn't for years or whatnot. But it's also can you at least give some fans want? Fine, make your freaking Angry Orchid Hard Cider commercial, but can you also start a movie, please? It just feels so disingenuous. It feels, cryunk. Cry right here, cryunk. Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know, we're going to get Jason Voorhees Crocs. We're going to get him on a podcast. He's going to be making TikToks. Renegade. Slashing up in the Renegade. Oh, man, what happened to the man I loved? Oh. So it just sucks, guys. It sounded pretty cool to begin with. Like I said, I saw this little photo, Jason right there, and I'm like, okay, it's not a movie. It's a little short. But then you read the details, and it's all just part of a commercial, and it's just sponsoring, selling beer. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like the people involved have the best interest in the franchise. I've already burned my bridge with my connections. And that should have been a red flag, because I've talked to you guys whenever the Jason universe first came out and I made a YouTube video. They emailed me, they hit me up, and I was on a Zoom call with them. And they were like, we'd like for you to work with us, and you can show off when we announce things. And I was like, this is such a huge honor. I love Jason. Yes. All they would send me is like, hey, we're selling t-shirts now. Can you make a video about that? No, I'm not going to make a video that you guys are selling t-shirts. Oh, we're selling pins now. Can you also make a video on that? No. Who do you think I am? Pretty soon they just stopped messaging me because I wasn't making all that stuff. But so this is what's happening. And if y'all are listening, I'm still willing to work with y'all about something. Something got to be on my side for, though. So this kind of sucks, and it's just a shame. Maybe it'll work out. Like, maybe it'll still be really cool. But if it's just like so blatantly obvious, you know, there's sometimes product placement and things that are so obvious, it kind of sucks. If this just ends up being a commercial first and Jason thing involves second, it'll be kind of lame. But yeah, you guys let me know. You see the Jason universe. This is what they're announcing to celebrate the 45th anniversary. A little short film that is actually just a commercial for some beer. You okay with it? You're not okay with it? At least it's something. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Look forward to the next Jason Universe announcement, because this one was kind of disappointing. This one was a little disappointing. All right. Let's move on now to talk about some Transformers. Robots in disguise. Okay, so Transformer fans. Sometimes I don't know whether to say you Transformer fans are winning, you're losing, or you're somewhere in between, because it could really go either way, my friend. So, as you guys know, we talked about it just last week. The director of Transformers 1, he came out and admitted, because he's working on a new movie called I Eat Poop, real movie on the Clips channel. You can check it out. And he also said Paramount has no interest in doing a Transformers 1 sequel. It's dead. It's not happening. Sorry, guys. We tried. And that was a bummer. Well, today we got the announcement of 5 different Transformer movies in the works. One of them with the Transformer 1 director and Michael Bay. So looking at the article, because I think it came out from Puck, Transformer movies. Let me see if I can find the exact article. Michael Bay reportedly. Let me see if I can, because I know the Transformers hype guy. Transformers. What's that guy's? Transformers. Let me see if I can look that up. All right, so here we go. Let's look at one the list of the 5 films that are currently being worked on here. So here's a list of them. So the 5 Transformer movies that are reportedly in development: a Michael Bay project, a live action film from Transformers 1 director, Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, and 2 other ideas in early stages. Let me see here if I can get to that tweet. Give me a sec. I know I bookmarked it on my other Twitter. It's because they have the article, and I want to be able to read that to you guys. All right, perfect. Here we go. All right, so Transformers hype guy, always know he was there since day one, still keeping it up. And here's the article so I can read it for you guys. So what we have here, it says here for let's read actually the Transformers 1 guy first. So it says here Skydance, it's 1 or 5 or so Transformer projects in development that David Ellison and Skydance will inherit if and when Paramount sale closes. Josh Cooley, who made last year's animated Transformers 1, just closed a deal to pursue a live-action take. So let's talk about that one first. So I think it's kind of funny, and Transformer fans are confused. They're like, wait, why would they let him make another movie, but it's not Transformers 2 to the animated film? I think Paramount realized, unfortunately, because it's animated, a lot of people aren't showing up to it. They're not making as much money as they hope for with it. Fans don't want to see Transformers animated. They want to see them live action, big and whatnot. But I think they clearly see the value in this director and what he brought to it, because there was a lot of great stuff in that movie. The fight scenes, oh my God, dude, just look up Megatron versus Optimus in that movie and tell me you wouldn't go crazy to see a fight like that in live action. It looked great just in animated form. So I think it's cool that they recognize he's got something. He understands Transformers. He's got a good visual eye for it. Let's see what he can develop as a live action movie. No idea what it'll be. Maybe it could be a spiritual sequel to his Transformer animated film or whatnot. Okay, sure. But I'm glad they saw the value in what he brought to the franchise and they didn't just toss him aside because it's like, hey, your movie didn't make money, buddy, so we're not giving you that film. It's like, we're still willing to work with you, but let's go live action because it looks like that's where the money is. All right, so there was that. And then we get here to the Michael Bay part. It says here, did you know that Michael Bay is developing a new Transformers movie at Paramount that he wants to direct? Bay, the auteur of explosions and upskirt shots that defined the first 5 mega grossers, had sworn off directing the franchise since Shia LaBeouf free Transformers The Last Night earned $600 million in 2027. It says here, yet the franchise has a trophy without Bay, and he himself has not reached those box office heights since even complaining recently about not being able to get movies greenlit. So this is an interesting turn for Michael Bay. And honestly, it is such a conflicting thing because right now you will see a lot of people hyped, a lot of people going crazy that it's like, yes, Michael Bay back. Get us Megan Fox, bring in Shia LaBeouf. The Michael Bay era is back. It's like I have a devil and a little angel on my shoulder because I see this two ways. Let's talk a little bit to the angel. All right. How you doing, honey? You a devil now, ain't you? All right. Looking at the positive side of Michael Bay coming back, there was definitely visual flair lacking in the Michael Bay movies without him. I like Bumblebee. I enjoyed Beast Wars, or what was it called? Rise of the Beast. But when watching those movies, you think to yourself, why don't these look as good as when Michael Bay was directing? Where is some of that, like that cinematography, that color grading, the explosions, the realism? It's like, sure, the story was lacking, but dude, did those movies look crispy? They look great. He knew how to direct a film. So I think bringing back that eye and that visual flair Michael Bay had for the Mayhem is something that maybe is missing. And we laugh at his last movie, the what you call it, Last Night, was it Last Night box office, $605 million, which is at the low point of the Transformers career because most of his movies were hitting the $1 billion mark. And then you look at something like Rise of the Beast for that, and that was in the 400 mark. So Paramount right now is like, we'd be happy to get Michael Bay's lowest earning Transformer movie right now because even our highest non-Michael Bay movie is in the 400s. So we'll take a low Michael Bay movie over non one, and that's what they're thinking. But now talking to the devil. Yeah. All right. She's telling me a couple of things. I am not forgetting how much hate, how much scrutiny and criticism the Michael Bay movies got. And I'm not going to pretend like they were perfect. There is a reason those Transformer movies earned less and less money. And it was Michael Bay himself. I know people are going to disagree with me. I know people are going to get mad at me and want to talk nostalgia because it's the funny thing now of the kids who grew up watching Transformers didn't care about, some of the racism in the second movie, weird things or big old, Transformer balls on top of the pyramids in Egypt. They were like, oh, funny. Those are some balls, daddy, huh? They didn't care about none of that. They just like, hey, it's a fun movie with a hot lady. I'll watch this. They're all grown up now, and they just love those movies the same way I love Batman and Robin, even though I'm clearly aware it's a bad movie. But I saw it as a kid, right? And so that era of kids have grown up now, and that is their Transformers. That is what they want to see back. But I was there for it all. I saw each Michael Bay movie hurting the franchise more and more and more to the point that we are to where we are now. I think there has to be that self-awareness with you where it's a Zack Snyder effect. People were like, we got to bring Zack back. He's great. And I love Zack. Zack is also the reason DC is where it's at now. Why we still see them struggle. Why their movies earn less and less. Why Batman vs. Superman didn't crack $1 billion. Zack did that. I love you, Zack. You did great with the Justice League. But it tarnished the brand. And same with Michael Bay. So now to have gotten full circle where the guy who brought the Transformers brand down is now looked at as the savior and the thing that can bring them back is mind-blowing. It's ironic. I think it's crazy, don't you? Am I the only one that also sees this and whatnot. Yeah, look at this. I don't care. He's back. And yes, that's another thing we have to talk about. I know it'd be cool because I get it. I've always dug Shia LaBeouf. I saw him in Even Stevens growing up. I loved that show as a kid, and I thought he was very fun as Sam Witwicky when he was tweaking out in the second film. Yeah, he was doing that. But dude, do you really like with all the stuff that he's done behind the scenes and whatnot, and the weird things about him? Do you really are that desperate for the money to bring him back? I think you could probably do it without Shia, and I think they've also killed him in the main canon. Who knows if they'd keep that as part of the films? I think you could do it with just bringing Megan Fox back. But there is something to be said that when Shia LaBeouf stopped showing up in the movies, they earned less. So maybe that was it there. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting choice. If he is coming back, I would rather him do the G.I. Joe and Transformer movie. Because I still have that gut feeling that if you do G.I. Joe right, it could be a big hit. There's a lot of potential in there, and Michael Bay could probably have a lot of fun with the G.I. Joes, pairing them up with Transformers. So give Michael Bay the G.I. Joe Transformer crossover movie. I don't know what the live action Transformers 1 director would be doing, but it is funny. And again, this isn't a knock on Michael Bay. I like him a lot as a director. I think my favorite film of him is probably Pain and Gain. Believe it or not, Pain and Gain I think is really well, but he's done a lot of other great movies. I just think there's no denying the reason we are where we are with Transformers is because we got dragged to that plot spot with Michael Bay. So now looking at him as the guy who's going to fix it all is just a little funny to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's see what some people are saying. They don't care about good characters and a good story. They just want big robots fighting. See, I would believe you, but Rise of the Beast had that. They had some good fights. And Transformers 1 had amazing fights. Bumblebee's opening sequence, good stuff. They never got to that Michael Bay money. I think he's just got that extra little touch. And then I remember also too, for his first 3 movies, they were always badly reviewed, but they were still making so much money. People were like, it's critic proof. Eventually those bad reviews caught up to them. That's what I'm saying. So we'll see and whatnot. I don't want to be a hater because if I'm being honest, I would want Michael Bay's style back. I just hope the writing and the direction is better for it. Because last night and the last 2 movies he ended up directing, unless one of them is Rise of the Moon or whatever it was called, they were a slog to get through. It was just visual noise. And I'm like, what is happening? Oh, Cassim G's there. Cool. I haven't seen him in a while. That was a reaction I had watching one of the movies. But you guys let me know. I just think it's kind of funny to talk about. Let's see now what is on the docket next. All right, moving on to talking about some DC. So let's begin, boys. Let me set the mood real quick with the Batman. All right. Let's get it. What date is it, guys? I'll let you know what date is it. October 31st. The stream is crowded with chatters. And I'm there too. Watching. Gooning. Oh! The Batman Part 2 script is finished, y'all. We had a great update thanks to Sir Matt Reeves. All right. Did I just say, yeah, Matt Reeves are here on his page. He got to Twitter. And it's funny because I still have Matt Reeves on alerts. So whenever he tweets, oh boy, I get it right away. And I saw it and I jumped. He wrote, partner in crime, fodders. Partner in crime, fighters. Him and Matt Tomlinson, who also helped him write the first movie. They have a picture there of the script. It's finally done. It's finished. James Gunn is probably reading it right now as we speak in his hotel or in his room. Oh, dude, this is exciting. So, couple of things on why it's a big deal, because this took the internet by storm, y'all. This was a crazy part, and people are already even theorizing with the caption. We're going to get all into it all, and the Batman hat's staying on, buddy. The Batman mask ain't coming off because vengeance. Oh, dude, such a good time. Okay, so for the longest time, the people thought the Batman Part 2 was canceled. Like everybody thought that announcement was coming any day, with every delay, with everything going on, that the Batman Part 2 would just be done. And James Gunn just wants to focus on his DCU and introduce his version of the Batman, right? I never believed that, man. That would have gotten, James Gunn would have gotten so much hate, so much flack. The problem just was Matt Reeves, like James Gunn said, is slow. It takes him a while, and we're still not sure why it took this long, but hey, maybe that's just Matt Reeves' process, and that'll just let us know that the script will be that much more perfect, right? And so, movie's not canceled, not done. Still no idea, though, if it'll be in the DCU, and no point talking about that, right? But the other thing about this is now that the script is done and finally being seen by James Gunn's own eyes, I think any rumor that we had previously heard about the Batman Part 2 cannot be taken seriously right now. I know we heard rumors that like Two-Face Harvey Dent was in it, maybe Robin Dick Grayson would show up. We've heard from Mr. Freeze, we've heard Hush, we've heard Court of Owls. There's been a lot of rumors, but no one has seen the script other than like Matt Reeves, Matt Thompson, also James Gunn. And there's no way for this information to get leaked out because of how tightly it's been held in this bubble. So all the rumors, complete BS, don't know what's actually going on in the movie. And that is exciting. You know, my bet, I would love Mr. Freeze. I know people are saying it's going to be Hush. And yes, there are a lot of big hints in the Batman to point to Hush. But I just feel like that'd be kind of boring. It's just like I would want a serious take on Mr. Freeze, because we've only gotten the goofy take from Arnold. Okay. The other thing people are theorizing with all of this, though, is partners in crime fighters. I'm not kidding with you. I'm not kidding with you. The fan base is already thinking this is a hint and an Easter egg to Robin. That maybe that's actually what it is. I don't know. You have to remember Matt Reeves is a big fan of the Adam West Batman era. If you remember back when he was making the first movie, he would tease a lot of stuff with the Adam West Batman. He'd post pictures of them, he'd post things about them. That's why the cowl looks the way it does, is to kind of resemble the Adam West one. And what was a big part of the Adam West Batman show? Robin. Robin by his side. I don't know if that's what the way they would go. My only argument on why yes and why no. Why yes? Okay, no, let's start with why no, is because the Batman movie that James Gunn is doing has a Robin. It's going to be Damian Wayne, and that's going to be a big focus, is Batman with that Robin and whatnot. But then on why I say yes is because, well, maybe because we're starting off with like the third or fourth Robin in Batman's history. Wouldn't it be cool to get a movie, Elseworld, about his first Robin, Dick Grayson, that relationship and the storytelling you could tell there of Bruce Wayne meeting another broken kid, trying to save him from like the hurt and trauma that happened to him. I would love to see a serious take on Robin, one that isn't goofy and jokey, and Matt Reeves would be the one to pull it off, but you know, maybe it's too kiddish for him. He's very determined to keep the Batman grounded, and maybe that's just not possible for him, right? So, all right, that's reaching a little bit. I get it, but hey, anything for the Dick, I will be there for, right? Dick Grayson, buddy. Partners in crime, all that. Other than that, though, dude, at least we know we are on track for this movie to come out now. Because with all the delays and all that, and us not knowing when the script was coming, because every time James Gunn would interview or other cast members would get interviewed, they'd be like, I don't got a script. We don't got a script. No script. Script is done. Script is here. The movie, if good, if James Gunn approves, which I have no reason why he would disapprove, we'll see. They could start filming this thing by the end of the year then. We could start cameras rolling by the end of the year, if not 100% sure by January. And dude, it would be reminiscing back to January of what, 2020, 2021, how long ago it was when we started getting Batman set photos of him in the motorcycle and all that. Dude, that's going to be such a fun time. That's going to be such a fun time. So, I think we're set. We are ready. This is good news. It's great that the script was turned in. Now it's just a guessing game and waiting. I think in like a month or two, we're going to get leaked out, because more people are going to read this script, more people within DC, whoever these scooper accounts are and their connections. I think from now on, the rumors we start hearing about the Batman Part 2, we can take slightly more seriously. But we'll see. I hope it's Mr. Freeze. I bet you it's probably Hush, if not like a grounded Clayface, like serial killer Clayface. We'll see what ends up happening. I know Joker, but I think they're actually wanting to build Joker for the third movie. I actually think they're going to do the deleted scene again in a different light, where they're going to keep Joker as kind of like the Hannibal Lecter of the movie, where Batman will continuously go to Arkham to get Joker's kind of advice or help a little bit on stuff. And he'll be like a recurring part of the movie as opposed to just one scene like the first film was going to be. But I do hope they rework the design, because I don't mind the design, but after a while with it, I kind of hope they change that design a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. So we'll see what happens. Scarecrow would be cool. Scarecrow would be cool also. So either way, it's just good news. The script is done. It's completed. It's in the works. Stuff is happening. Do you guys believe this little Easter egg caption, or it's just something cute because he's literally next to his writing partner? What rumors do you think are true? What do you think is happening in the movie? And you lied to me, Alfred. Oh, it's going to be a good old time. Batman. Oh, what a happy, happy day. I'm so glad that script is finished. Good news for us. Let's move on, fellow DCers. Okay, my friends and ghouls. Let's move on now to talk about some Superman. So, a lot of interesting things happening in the world of Superman. All right, let's get to going on here. So, people have seen the movie. People have seen Superman. The screenings have happened. And like I mentioned on the side flick, my movie friends who go see the movie, which, you know what? I have them. Oh, but I can't call them up right now and get them in trouble. I have Soup's number. I could just call Soups and be like, bro, tell me what you thought about the movie. Just tell me. And then not let him know they're being recorded right now. But I'd get him in so much trouble if I did that. I should have called him before I did this live stream. But anyways, a lot of people have seen the movie, but they are not allowed to say anything until July 8th. July 8th. Looks like the night of July 7th, or you're allowed to like do the social media reaction, so you can put your little like Twitter thought on it. But July 8th, actual reviews will come out and whatnot, and all that. And so with that, though, there's been a lot of positive little ones that still come out. I was just talking about Soups, but Soups still posted. He still managed to post a video. Just his dang excitement with it. Yeah, just here he's like, I saw Superman, and my life has changed. I mean, bro looks like he got with a lady for the first time. That's the feeling I get that when you're gonna watch Superman, and that's a magical feeling. That's a magical feeling and whatnot. So with that, also, we are waiting for the first like review or first negative thought, because I am wondering. They're letting people say their thoughts on the first 30 minutes of the movie, because there's a whole world tour going on right now with that. People are allowed to say the first 30 minutes, but people who've seen the whole movie not allowed to say anything yet. Well, I believe John Camper just also got to see not got to see the movie. He got to talk to somebody who didn't like it. I have not seen the clip yet. I thought we could watch it together. Hopefully John Camper does not copyright us or whatnot, and I can get an idea of what's going on in this dang movie and why it's negative. So let me go ahead and get this set up for you guys. That way we can all listen in on this first negative review. Oh, all right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to John Campion. There we go, buddies. Let's go. Where is it? Where is it, Campion? I want to hear it. All right. Somebody hated
that
Superman.
Down.
Actually, let me just. I think I could do it without the headphones, because that's actually a distraction. MacBook speakers, yes.
Let's move on to this, shall we? You guys know, for any
Everybody here good? Everybody here good? All right. Let's see this. I know it's 17 minutes. We'll watch the whole thing. We'll just watch what can't be.
of you have watched my show for any period of time,
speed it up, though.
My absolute #1 most anticipated film of the year is full 30 minutes of the film, and they all lost their minds. I keep telling you guys every time I hear something great about Superman, which I love doing, it's only fair if I also come to you and let you know when I legitimately hear something not so great about Superman. And that is what I have to do today.
Okay, let's hear it.
They've been doing more screenings of it, Rob. So they've done a number of screenings of Superman now. And I know, and you know, a whole bunch of people that have seen it. I've talked to more. Well, first I should say there's also one person that I spoke to yesterday that thought it was mid, thought it was
Mid.
it's all right. Superman's all right. So everybody else I talked to loved it, but this one person I talked to last night, it's all right. But then there's another person I talked to.
Okay.
And she straight up hated it.
Really?
Like hated it.
Hated it.
And this person, she's no DC hater by any stretch of the imagination. And they use words like convoluted. They used words like messy. They used the phrase massively disappointed. And this is somebody who's, you know, not an extremist. Oh, I love comic book movies, or I hate comic book movies, or I love the old DC, or I hate the old. No, pretty balanced person. And they straight up hated it. Now, I have to emphasize, this is one person. But again, in the service of fairness, I just kind of felt like if I'm going to rush onto my show and put up thumbnails about talking about every time I have somebody tell me that they love Superman, if I'm going to do that, then it's only fair for me to also come out and say, hey, it's not all roses.
Yeah,
it's not 100% of the people that I know that have seen it have loved it. If I'm going to tell you about the good, I need to tell you about the bad. And unfortunately, Rob, the streak I had, my personal streak that I had going here of every single person I know who has seen this has loved it, that streak is now over.
Do I know this lovely lady?
You definitely know of. Okay, I know for a fact that you've met her.
Okay.
I know, but how much you know them behind the scenes, I'm not sure, but I absolutely know that you met her. But anyway, again, fairly balanced person. This isn't some extremist kind of thing, and they completely loved it. So, Rob, you know, we always talk about how film is subjective, right? Different movies will hit us in different ways. And despite the fact that I think Warner Brothers, and despite the fact that I think a lot of fans, and hey, I'll put myself in here too. I think despite the fact that all right,
so that seems like it's all he's going to go before. I guess he just rambles on for 17 seconds on there. So messy, sloppy, convoluted. You know what? And again, I'm curious what my negatives are going to be whenever I watch Superman, because you guys know I'm probably going to like this. I've seen so much stuff that I just already love about this movie. I don't see how I walk away truly angry. I think the only thing I could walk out with it is it was all right. It was fine. And that to me will be devastating. I don't think I could honestly walk out as matters, especially with that latest clip that they released the other day, which I can't play all, but I want to play a little bit of it. Where whatchamacallit, he was what was it at the Superman clip with Lex Luthor. I was like, bro, what? No way. Yeah, let me show it to you guys. All right, here we go. This I have to put in regular speed a little bit. But yeah, it's Superman coming in.
Lex, I tried to stop him.
Finally made. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog.
And this right here, this clip, I almost wish I didn't see it. I had no idea Krypto was being kidnapped by Lex Luthor. I should have put it 2 and 2 together. This must be after Lex goes to the Fortress of Solitude, because we see that Krypto is there trying to defend his territory. And I'm very curious how they managed to get Krypto locked away and whatnot. But dude, I love seeing Superman in this moment all angry.
Righty, you get all of this.
Oh, dude, that is such great. And their dynamic is perfect from what I want.
Where's the dog?
Ooh, so I know people complain like, oh, he's too angry, he's too emotional. Dude, no. I also love it in Henry Cavill's movie in Batman vs. Superman, where he's so mad that Lex took his mom. He's like, where is she? It's also a great moment. But the context of what happens after that moment is where fans start complaining. Because I've already seen Snyder fans start to be like, oh, but when he's mad, his mother gets taken. Fans complain. There's no complaining that he's mad. That also moment in Man of Steel where he's like, you dare to threaten my mother. Dude, great scene. There's just things that happen after that that don't feel as great. And maybe something happens after this that I won't love. But even this moment here with Superman, where he's realizing that Lex is not fazed by his anger.
I have no clue what you're...
I have to pause it or else I'll get copy strike. But here he's like, no clue what you're talking about. I'm totally fine. I'll stand up in your face. I'll give you a kiss, Superman, if I want to.
talking about.
Right here. Superman realizes that's not going to work. Me being angry and faking brutality with him is not going to do anything. He looks around, he calms down, and then he tries to touch Lex Luthor in his human heart, which he barely has.
He's just a dog.
Oh, dude, I just love that dynamic. I think James Gunn nailed that well, but I could also understand someone coming out and probably just thinking it's too convoluted. It's not right. I'm so curious how the Justice Gang fits in, and you also have the Engineer with the Authority. You're also introducing us to such a larger universe. The big kaiju, the pocket universe that we see in the trailers. I think there is so many elements. And as a comic book fan, it's like, oh, those are standard kind of things that we can expect to a lot of general audience, which no offense to that lady, but most ladies aren't big comic book fans. Maybe it's just too weird. And the weirdness got to them. She was just like, not for me. And I think there's going to be a chunk, but I think there's also a reason that Warner Brothers or DC were like, we don't want any reactions right now because people have seen it. Movie's still 2-3 weeks away, and they're like, we just don't, because there could be 100 positive reviews, and it's gonna be that one negative review that anybody will ever talk about, right? So we'll see. I'm still liking what I'm seeing, and it's interesting to hear the key words of why it didn't work. It was just messy, convoluted, all over the place and stuff like that. And it does feel like a pretty big story. So I can understand that being a negative, and maybe I will feel that way when I see it, but I don't know if I'll let that bother me to the point I don't like the movie. We'll see when it comes out. But yeah, let me see here. Zack Snyder has good ass movies, and so does James Gunn. I agree. Zack has, I'll get to it because I have the Christopher Reeve movie reviews that are coming out on the channel. And then I'm also doing Superman Returns, Man of Steel, and Batman vs. Superman in a part 2, unless it's like a Wolverine video, you know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping to get that done. There are so many great highs in the Zack Snyder films, but when the lows hit, boy, do the lows hit for me. Let me just say that. So we'll see. We are going into Superman, so I think it's going to be all good. How are you guys feeling about all these reviews and thoughts? And why do you think that even though people have seen the movie, they're just not allowed to say it? You think there's going to be a bigger chunk of dislikers to likers? Is it going to be pretty even? Who knows? Who knows? We'll wait and see. I'm curious what y'all think the Rotten Tomato score will look like. If I'm being realistic, I'm seeing the Rotten Tomato score at like an 82. And remember that when I say that, I'm not saying it'll be 82% of a good movie. I mean, like out of 100 people who see it, I could see like 80% of the people will probably be the ones who like it. And there'll be at least a big chunk, just because I think there's so many giant, larger, weird elements from the trailers, and maybe those just don't jive well with a lot of people. But 78 could be a fair score. But I think somewhere in the 80s is there. If it ends up being the 90s, dude, I will be happy. But we'll see when the movie comes out, right? We'll see what comes out. Some people said 20, dude. Pack it up if Superman comes out at 20%, dude. Ain't no way people are gonna hate the movie that much. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you guys see that with the information with Superman. Let me know your thoughts on it. Okay. Moving on now to the next topic at hand. Let me get back to my window here. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see. What was the next topic on the agenda? Marvel now. Ooh, we got to talk Punisher, and then we got some great Spider-Man stuff. So as you guys know, the Punisher is getting his own special on Disney Plus. Let me just look up Punisher special. And although I was already looking forward to it and excited because I love John Bernthal's Punisher, and Punisher is one of my favorite Marvel characters, now knowing that is probably going to transition us to where he's at for Spider-Man, so looking forward to it now. So want to see it. And well, thanks to Daniel RPK, we actually got a hint of who the villain is, and it's someone I am familiar with. So Punisher villain. Let me get that open up. Let me see. Let me look up. Okay, here. So it's Nexus Point, not Daniel RPK, my bad. Then it's pretty much a fact because these guys have been spot on with their reporting. Nexus Point, so this is pretty much a fact here. So they have it here reported then that the Punisher villain is described as a female crime boss, likely Ma Ganucci. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I've only ever read it in the comics. I've never heard it out loud. Ma Ganucci, Maguchi, Makuchi. Either way, Miss Ganucci is the villain for the Punisher series. Now, if somebody said woke already, dude, give me a chance to explain here already. Okay, so I was like, why does that name sound familiar? And why is this image ingrained in my brain? So I did read on her a long time ago. And essentially her story is she's a crime boss, and the Punisher has actually killed a lot of her sons who are also in the crime family and the mafia and whatnot in the streets. And dude, when you find out how she got amputated, just wait. But anyways, she wasn't always like this. She just wants revenge on Frank Castle because Frank killed her sons, who were all part of the mob and all that and all that. And you know how Frank is. He just kills people who are doing dirty crimes. I kind of like that as a villain. That's the starting ground. Maganucci don't have no powers. Hakuchi don't come out and grab you nothing. No, she ain't got nothing like that. So if you're waiting for a moment where she has a magical medallion or something, no, she's really not all that special. It's just, I think it's just more the motivation. It's just Frank killed her children, and now she wants revenge, and she's going to go to any length to get that. And I think it's an interesting dynamic also because it's almost a reverse Frank Castle, because Frank's whole deal is his family got murdered, his kids got killed, or kid, depending which version, and now that's what motivates him. So to have Frank Castle Punisher create a villainous version of that, I think could be an interesting story. But the way she got amputated was hilarious, guys. Okay, so in the comics, they're fighting at like the zoo, I believe. They're fighting at the zoo, and the Punisher throws Ma Ganucci and the gang to the polar bears. And so Frank can get the polar bears right up. Frank punches a polar bear that gets them all angry and mad. And these polar bears that are like, what y'all doing in my hood, y'all? That's Maganucci right there. I hate Ennis's drawings. It's the same artist as the boys, and they've always such creepy artwork. But anyways, the polar bears are there, and they get to work, buddy. The polar bears get to destroying. Let me see if I can find the actual panel where they literally just tear Maganucci to shreds. And you're not even ready also for how Maganucci dies in the comic. All right, I can't find the panel, but there's a panel where the polar bears are literally just ripping her to shreds. That's what happens. These polar bears just grab her, tear her limb from limb, and she ends up surviving, and this is what she ends up looking like, just all angry, and it's like, get me Frank Castle, we'll destroy him. Eventually, she gets her revenge, tries to kill him, burn him in a house fire, where freaking Frank, let me see if is it here. I love the panel where he defeats her right here, where she is right there, no limbs, no arms, no legs, crawling to Frank, trying to bite him. And Frank literally punts her like a football back into the fire. And bye-bye, Ma Ganucci. Ma Barbecue Ganucci after that. So it's a very just like stupid nothing character that I guess is just kind of dark and serious because of how effed up she gets injured by Frank. But dude, it's just and I don't even think they're going to do all this. Literally, they could just take inspiration from the whole he killed my kids, so I want to kill Punisher situation. But if they do the whole polar bear amputee and punting her to death after that, that'll be some segue to Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, you know what? Mama Bercanucci. There you go. Pretty short special. Yeah, I saw people saying gold. So it's funny when I saw that. We'll see if it ends up happening. It could just be a random female villain. But as far as all these funny jokes and stuff, oh my, is that Frank grabbing someone by the honies? Dude, forget Terrifier. You do not want to be caught by the Punisher because he's going to punish you in really interesting ways. Let me tell you that. As far as though goofy stuff that happens to her side, I do like the idea of like a reverse Punisher, a reverse person who lost everything and now wants the revenge the same way Punisher did. Could be really cool. And who knows, man, it feels like one thing I will say with like Born Again and the way Punisher was used in that is I really wanted more of him versus the dirty cops. I don't know if that'll be a thing in season 2, if he's coming back for that and they'll finish that storyline out there. Because it looks like his special is going to take place between season 1 and 2 of Born Again. But I just don't think they did that storyline well of Punisher going after those dirty cops and teaching. He had a great speech and a great moment, but he didn't feel that motivated to take care of that job, if I'm being honest. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, these are some details on the Punisher villain, what's going on in his series. You guys let me know if you're excited on that front. All right. Time to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Because, oh boy, somebody got the Kevin Fagoli sniper pointed at their head this morning, and I feel bad for him. So as you guys know, Spider-Man Brand New Day is still set to come out July 31st of 2026. Telling you right now, expect any day now, any week, any month, we are going to get the announcement of the delay. But if we don't, I will be a happy bird. Well, I'm just preparing y'all. But with that, though, since they are set to start filming in the next month or so, we're getting more casting updates. We just had John Bernthal as Frank Castle added to the cast. Sadie Sink as a mystery character. All this stuff. And well, today we also got announced somebody who will be doing principal photography on the movie. And so let me see if I can look that up. Spider-Man. It was also Tobey Maguire's birthday not too long ago. Okay, here we go. We have Brett Pollock will be director of photography for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then they list a bunch of his previous work and whatnot. I think he's got really good stuff. I mean, people will try to judge the quality of the movie as opposed to what those movies look like. So let's see his resume so we can see some of the movies that he's worked on. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not too sure the difference on cinematographer and the whatchamacallit, the director of photography, but it's essentially kind of not the same job, but a similar goal in how the movie's gonna look, the vibe of it, the tone, and a lot of it, I think we are in for some good stuff because I'll show you in a sec. I just want to show you some of the other stuff he's worked on because I just saw people brought up Max Steel and they're like, oh, we're doomed. But he's done a lot of other stuff in there, some good things, and worked with this director, Destin Daniel Cretton, before on Short 12. Good looking movie, all that. So honestly, it's fine. What was most interesting about this is once he got announced and confirmed to be part of the movie, people noticed he had a Pinterest account. And in this Pinterest account, he recently, within the last day and week, was making mood boards for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And these mood boards give off a lot of what could happen in this movie, as well as the vibe we're going to get. So luckily, I recorded the Pinterest. So I'm going to pull that up in a sec, but he's just showing off just a little bit of it because as the internet does, once this got found out, he has privated his Pinterest. So it's on private. You can't go to it anymore, but it was there. And now let me pull up all this. So as I'm pulling this up, I want to remind you, what I'm showing you is not official concept art, is not from Spider-Man Brand New Day, but instead is a vibe or a look they want to go for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And they're using comic book panels, maybe even fan art and other things like that to find that mood. So I'm trying to get this to where it's a little bit more in. Sorry, guys. I should have recorded it long ways, but whatnot. All right, so we'll still do it this way and whatnot. Hopefully you guys can see pretty well. I'll try to crop it for you. But all right, so here we have it. His little Pinterest account that he made, the principal photography, all there. And if we're looking at it, you can see just 1 day ago, right there, you see it says 1 day ago, he made this as a mood board for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So let's go ahead and look at some of the shots he's trying to capture. So these are things that they want to do. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in, but I can't exactly do it on. Let me see if I can just zoom in on the layout. No, that's as much as it's letting me zoom in, unfortunately. All right, sorry guys. I'll try to do better on the Clips channel. But here, okay. So here we have just a screen grab from the Spider-Man PS4 game. There's a lot of shots of Spider-Man on the side of a building. I love the smoky atmosphere too that they want to go with. This also looks snowy. There wasn't a lot of snow in these photos, so I don't think we're going to get the Christmas season at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. I would have loved a snowy Spider-Man movie because we have yet to get that. But there is a lot of rain. There is a lot of rain shots in here. So let me go into some of them more. I love this shot right here because, dude, this is reminiscent to Amazing Spider-Man for me. The Amazing Spider-Man had a scene just like this, showing off the city reflecting off Spider-Man's glasses. Dude, yes, gorgeous. I want more shots like this because John Watts, we're friends. I love you, buddy. You were nice to me at the Deadpool Wolverine premiere. But sometimes the sauce was lacking in those movies. I hate to be negative on the Tom Holland films, but you guys know how I am sometimes. And I would love a shot like that. Okay, let me show you another one here. This was another one of him kissing. There's actually a lot of romantic images being used for this movie, and a lot of them include Zendaya. So although they're saying Zendaya isn't a huge part of this movie, it's just a cameo, we are going to be looking to get some romantic scenes. For all we know, it could be with the Sadie Sink character. We don't know. So again, this is another vibe they wanted to go with. Another photo. Let me see if I can move on. This photo excited the crap out of me. So this is just a comic book cover, but it's Peter doing laundry with his suit in the laundry bin. Yes! This is the vibe I wanted, baby. This is the Spider-Man stuff I needed to see, dude. This is reminiscent to like Tobey Maguire doing laundry in Spider-Man. Remember, he got his socks and underwear colored red and blue. Just ordinary things. Ordinary things like that is what I want to see. And now that Spider-Man is in this apartment doing his own thing, he's gonna have to get his own job. He's gonna have to find his own ways. I kind of want to see Peter in his apartment. Maybe there's a community laundromat in his building and he has to like hide his Spider-Man suit from the kids and people who also live in there as tenants. I don't know. I love this photo. I would die for a shot like this. I love this shot. Okay, so that was another one. A lot of classic poses and stuff there. Here's some more like Zendaya and Tom Holland images, like I was telling you, all part of his mood board. Now, these are interesting shots. There's a couple of like skateboarding shots. He has like a skateboarding shot here that's like a dynamic up close shot, another skateboard shot here, another skateboard back shot, and another skateboard there. Could we be going the Andrew Garfield route a little bit where maybe Peter, to naturally get around the city since he doesn't have a car, obviously can't always be web swinging? Could we see Peter start skateboarding around New York? I wouldn't mind that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I would maybe go with the bike just to keep the dorky look going, but Spider-Man on a bike around New York City, that could honestly be pretty cool. And who doesn't like skateboard back shots? Because I know already that the chat's going crazy as soon as I said back shots. Back shots? Where? Me next? Who said that? So, okay, that's something interesting. And again, all just an idea and a mood that we're setting for this film. So we're starting to get like a vision of it. And there's more intriguing stuff we're going to get to in a sec. Again, I love this shot too. Just feels like classic Spider-Man taking off his clothes and having his costume underneath. Zendaya and Tom Holland, more of that stuff in there. We got another one down here. This is so Sam Raimi, with not just because of the suit, because of the lighting, the orange tone in there. There's a lot of shots where like the sun is glaring and it's a shadow of Spider-Man. I love that kind of stuff. More Zendaya and Tom. Again, I'm telling you, it looks like there's going to be so it looks like in this movie, if they're that close, the spell's getting reversed somehow by the end of the movie. Then I think the third act, somehow that spell gets reversed and we're going to get a reunion romantic shot between them, because there's just too many shots of them like up close like this that he's wanting to recreate for the film, you know? I also love this one up here. I didn't even see it. Peter just on the ledge, all like sad and depressed. Classic Spider-Man, the way we love to see him. Let's get another one. I'm trying to look for... Okay, here's where we get some interesting ones. I told you there was also a lot of rain shots. So we have Spider-Man here in the rain. I know you guys want to talk about the Toby one. We'll get it there. I zoomed in on it already. Okay. I don't want to get carried away with this. I don't want to get crazy because we don't want to fall back into that route. Especially we know Frank Castle Punisher is in there. We also know that we're getting we're got basically confirmation of the Hulk here in one of these images. But it is interesting that we have a Toby shot. We got a Toby shot, and I was just talking about a shot over here of Toby. I was like, that's a very Sam Raimi shot, not even because of the suit, but because of the orange hue and the way the buildings look. Could there still be a small multiverse element? Could there still be something like that in this movie? I have no idea. But it is very interesting, especially if we look at the angle they chose for this Toby shot. It's like a looking in underground shot, almost like an introductory shot for Tobey Maguire Spider-Man coming back in. Maybe it's the post-credit scene. Maybe it's like the ending of the movie going, something's going on, Peter. We need you. Or I don't know. You know, I'm stretching a bit, but kind of interesting. There's a little bit of Toby imagery in these, but again, it could just be used for Spider-Man altogether. Another like side of the building shot, really like this. Okay, here's where I think he messed up and where he had to put the thing on private, where Kevin Feige was like, all right, dude, you're in trouble now. We ain't doing this. Shots of Spider-Man fighting a Hulk, not just any Hulk, but a savage, muscled up Hulk, dude. 2 images, So you can't tell me this is a mistake. This is happening. He's trying to get an idea of a good shot, and bro, I want a shot like that. Spider-Man on the shoulders of the Hulk. As you guys know, the Hulk has still not been confirmed. It's still only a rumor, but because the source, Nexus Point, was the one who reported it, I consider it a fact because they're pretty reliable. And now seeing somebody working on the movie, making a mood board, and they have images of the Hulk. Yeah, I think the Hulk's in this movie. I think the Hulk's in there, and I tell you, they're going to fight, buddy. They're going to fight. Who would not want to see a scene like this go down? Hey, so again, it's just an idea, but something like that, I would love to see Spider-Man web swinging with the Hulk, messing with him, being agile, Hulk not being able to grab him. Yes. Let me see if I can get to any more interesting shots. Okay, there was also a couple of shots of Spider-Man severely beaten up. I don't know if I got them all, but this is definitely one of them. And there's like 3 other ones in here of Spider-Man just like beating the heck up. So it looks like there could be a scene in the movie, and again, they want to capture maybe a good look of it, where Spider-Man's going to get destroyed. Spider-Man's going to get beaten up. Spider-Man's going to get torn to shreds, either by the Hulk or whoever the main villain of this movie is. Let me see if I can find one more. Also love this shot, like Spider-Man creating his suit. Very reminiscent to like the end of No Way Home, where he has the sewing machine. Love that. Spider-Man in his apartment changing, stuff, shots like that. More rain shots, like I was telling you. More love shots. Trying to look for one more beaten up Spider-Man pose. I don't know if I found it. Okay, no, this is all I got recorded before the Pinterest went down. But there were more shots of Spider-Man pretty beaten up and whatnot. And it makes me wonder if they're going to recreate that shot from Civil War, like I brought up a few weeks ago, where the Punisher is like holding Spider-Man, where he's beaten up. That'd be a great shot to recreate. Down here is less Spider-Man stuff, but probably more an idea of the cinematography and look of the movie. And I love this mood. It's like, it's very smoky. It's very shadowy. It's almost very kind of foggy and dark. It really lets you know that they're trying to rebrand this new Spider-Man, even though it's a continuation of John Watts and whatnot. It's going to have a new flavor, a new tone to it. And that's what I'm getting here. So a lot of greens, a lot of oranges, a lot of shadows, a lot of darks, a neon signs of New York. I love this idea as a mood board for Spider-Man. So I don't know. This was exciting stuff. It's so funny that this leaked out, and I feel bad for the guy because he probably wasn't expecting Spider-Man fans to find his Pinterest and whatnot, and for us to like just dig deeper into it. But hey, that's what's happening. I'm excited with it. Reminder, this was not concept art. It's only an idea of what they want the movie to look like based off other imagery that of Spider-Man that exists. So you guys let me know if you like the look of all that, because I thought it was really interesting. All right, that's good stuff there. Let me remove that and then get back to put in the other screen. All right, here we go. Let's see, what was next on the agenda that I have for you guys? All right, from here on now is just my reviews of 2 shows that got released this week: Ironheart and Squid Games. Spoiler free. Well, I'll be honest, I might do a little bit of spoilers for Ironheart, but I will keep Squid Games spoiler free. Squid Games is spoiler free. Okay, so starting off with Ironheart. As you guys know, they have finally released Ironheart, even though they finished filming it like in 2021. It's been a long time now. They released the first 3 episodes. Next week, they're releasing the next 3. And one thing I want to get off the top, because this is the really sad part. I'll be honest with you right away. Not a big fan of the show. I have general reasons for why I don't like it, and it didn't really land with me the way I wanted it to. But at the same time, I've been seeing other negative reviews by certain creators, you know who they are, that are doing nothing in their reviews but being blatantly racist, saying the most awful, unbelievable things. And I am so glad that TikTok and other communities are finally calling these people out and saying how horrible they are, because it's people like them that make it hard for actual reviewers and people who have opinions to give genuine criticism, because it just feels like you're piling up with the racist people. And that's what I hate. Okay. So I'm so glad that those people are getting called out. But now getting on to me specifically. All right. So a couple of things on this. So starting off with the show, one of the things I don't like, well, actually, let me get on to the positives before I get into the negatives. So I'll say the couple of things I do like about the show. So for one, I like the idea of where they're headed. By the last episode, it was finally getting interesting. Like the third episode, they'll release the next 3 next week. But by the third episode, I was finally getting slightly invested. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And from the trailers, they're painting this whole magic and technology angle where like Riri's going to be able to fuse the two and work them together. I think that's actually a really cool idea, and I can't wait to see how that goes down, because at least that will separate her more from Tony Stark, Iron Man, and all that stuff, and give her own thing. I don't think we've ever seen that, a person who builds their Iron Man suit but uses magic at the same time. Like, that's such a cool combination. I like that for Riri. I hope they explore that more. But what they have done so far is just a show I'm not interested in. I want to like the Riri Williams character. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the way the show is setting her up, I don't think is doing any favors, because for one, the show does take place 4 years after the events of Wakanda Forever. And you can tell, because I'm pretty sure, and this is just my speculation, but from the first 10, 15 minutes of the first episode, I think they scrapped a lot of what this show originally was back then, and they had to refilm a lot of it. Because I think this show was originally supposed to take place with her still in MIT, still being a student, and balancing this, like, you know, shady life she's doing with the Iron Man suit and trying to go to school at the same time. But because they have now waited 4 years, and she's a character whose thing was she went to college at the age of 15, it doesn't make sense for her to just be in college for 4 years and not have done anything. And that's how the show starts. They give you little glimpses of what the show originally was, with her like selling tech to other college students, having fights with her like assistant counselor, principal, or whatever. And then she gets kicked out of the school. Not for story reasons, but it's because, hey, it's been 4 years later in the MCU. You kind of don't need to be a college student anymore. I'm totally betting you that's exactly what had to happen and why the show took so long to do that, because the original purpose of when it was going to come out no longer applied. And so with that, they also do her a disservice with her as a character, because then she's so hell-bent on making her own Iron Man, and I don't think the show comes up with a good enough reason for her to want to do that, because she says it herself, I'm smart enough to do anything. I could be making money doing anything, but if I make an Iron Man suit, then people will pay attention to me. It didn't make that sense. And they give another reason later on that's connected to her stepdad. Okay. I wasn't a big fan of the AI she creates. I like the idea that it's like, oh, it's based off someone she knew and all that, but it just was not there for me. This whole angle that she pairs together with this criminal crew. I'm just not interested, unfortunately. It was not doing it for me. And the other things I'll say about it, Anthony Ramos as the Hood, somewhat interesting, but he just does not feel threatening as a villain. If anything, the only character that is actually like getting me interested to see where that goes is, what is his name? Guy who played Harrison, or whoever who played Han Solo movie. What was his name? Alan Enrich. He's actually a pretty interesting character. It feels like they're setting him up to be a villain though, and whatnot. But I do like his character. He's starting off as like this guy who gets pushed around, nothing, starts teaming up with Riri, but you can start to see the little crumbs of like he's tired of being pushed around. And once he starts to get some of that stuff, and the backstory with him, I thought was cool too, because it ties him back all the way to the first Iron Man movie. And I was like, okay, I kind of like that. But it's the only interesting part about it. Everything else, not even for it. In fact, the most people I will say that are liking it are like the female audience. Like when I'm scrolling through TikTok, most of the positive reviews are coming from the ladies, and that's cool. My lady, she liked it more than me. But she also, like, after we finished watching 3 episodes, she was like, I don't see what the point of this show is. Why did they give her a show? And that's what it feels like. It feels like the homework that I talk about all the time with the Disney Plus. It feels like I'm just watching it to keep up to date with it. I'm not going to say the show isn't like awful or terrible. It's just there. It exists. Like it's you could watchable, but I have no enthusiasm for it. If this was coming out week to week, I would not be looking forward every week for the episode. But like I said, they're starting to finally lean into some interesting things towards the end. But those first 2 episodes were really a drag. I am curious about this magic technology angle because I think that's fun. But I don't think they're doing any favors to Riri. I don't think they're setting her up for any uniqueness. The story and all the other characters are pretty flat for me. It just wasn't for me, guys. So I'm happy for you if you do like it, and I'm still gonna finish the show and maybe the next 3 episodes save it for me. But right now, it's one of those shows that I'm watching to keep up with the homework of the MCU and to be in the know. But it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. This I guess 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 right now for me on all those fronts. But yeah, if because that's such a cool element. I wish they would have focused on that because I think that's a cool idea that Riri, someone who is so smart and is already uh can build an Iron Man suit and do all this. If she starts then looking into magic and looks at magic through the eye of science and how she can like manipulate that into an Iron Man, that is such a cool idea. And that makes me interested in Ironheart more than just her being, someone like Tony Stark who's smart and can build their own suit. That magic element makes me curious, but other than that, I don't care. And there's rumors that Mephisto could show up in this. Do we even care about Mephisto now? He should have shown up in WandaVision way back then. Throwing them in here feels like a waste, if I'm being honest, So we'll see. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. Just wasn't for me. Honestly, I much preferred Agatha as of right now. I thought Agatha at the end of it all was actually a pretty fun show. Wasn't anything amazing or great, but I was like, I actually had fun watching Agatha. This, I barely started having enjoyment towards the end. So those are my thoughts on Ironheart. But hey, if any of y'all liked it, please let me know. Please let me know. Next up here, Squid Games. From the Squid Games, we have here season 3 of Squid Games has now premiered. I woke up early so I could watch it with my lady. Okay. And I'm not going to do any spoilers or whatnot. In fact, just to be safe, I'm going to take off the chat just in case no spoilers. I'm not getting spoilers on that. Okay. So huge fan of the first season of Squid Games. I think season 1 is amazing, awesome. And yeah, I watch it dub. So what? You gonna say something? I don't care if their mouths and the words they saying ain't matching. Chris, we gotta get out of here. It's the Squid Games. I love it. I've played these games. Oh, it's good, so good. Season 1 was amazing. Was great. I loved it. I thought it was an awesome show. And so it was, of course, no surprise when they announced season 2 and 3. Season 2 disappointed me, but not for the story reasons. Some of the stuff that happens was like, but overall, I did like the new characters, the new games, and all that. The reason season 2 disappointed me is because it clearly wasn't a complete season. It was season 2 and 3 are one season. I'm just saying that right there. Season 2 and 3 are one season, and they just split it up and called it season 2 and 3. And that's kind of like the biggest bummer because it doesn't flow as naturally, especially when you get in to like the first couple episodes. Dude, a lot happens. A lot of heart-wrenching stuff. And that was one of the things about this season 3. A lot of pain, a lot of agony, a lot of my favorite characters, people I love just going off, and it hurt. And as that hurt kept coming, I was hoping, all right, but we're going to get to like a satisfying end. We're going to, all this pain, all this turmoil, it's going to hit and it's going to land good. I can't really say that. I'm not going to call season 3 or the end of Squid Games a disappointment because as a whole, I still like the show. But I did walk away a little dissatisfied where things ended. I didn't love the story direction for a couple of characters. I did like some of the happy endings for some of the people. I thought there were some wild choices that were made where I'm just like, why is this even a thing? And it also even got predictable towards the end. You could honestly tell, okay, well, clearly it's going to end this way. Then this character's got to go. Well, this character is going to make it. Yeah, that's going to happen. And that was kind of sad. And I just thought they had something, I think more. Episode 2 was crazy. I agree. I could not believe the insanity that was episode 2. It was just heartbreak after heartbreak. I was so mad at some of the things that happened in episode 2. And so I guess it's just more anger with the way they decided to end things. I wanted more of a clear resolution, more of a definitive ending. And even towards the end, it just feels like a setup or like a tease for the American Squid Games. Because that is coming with David Fincher. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that, and at least it's a clean slate and we're starting brand new because this one I think is definitely hindered by bringing back the main character and trying to give him somewhat of a hero story in there. But again, I just don't think they succeed in that. So I liked season 3 of Squid Games. If I honestly had to rank them, it will be season 1, season 2, and season 3. I still love the show overall. I just wasn't that satisfied with the conclusion of it, but I'm blaming more on, I guess it was always just supposed to be a one season kind of story. And Netflix was like, dude, make that other season and split it up into 2 for us. So that's honestly how I felt about it. But yeah, the jump rope one was definitely crazy. My favorite game. Well, let's see. I don't even know if I should say all the games. That might be too much. But they show the jump rope in the trailer. You're right. The jump rope one I think was definitely it. The last game was all right. I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. I did like the maze stuff. They also showed that in the trailer. The maze stuff was cool. And that episode 2 was just crazy. It was just a little downhill after episode 2, if I'm being honest. It's just downhill to a soft, okay ending is how I felt about it. So yeah, anthology would be great. And also if every season took place in a different country and we explored other countries' games, because that was kind of cool in Squid Games, right? It's like, although that's not the culture I grew up with, the games they're playing, it was interesting and fascinating to see. And that's why I'm excited for the American Squid Games, because it is going to be a lot of those games. It's going to be like Duck Duck Goose, Red Rover. It could be Hopscotch. It could be a whole bunch of different games that we grew up playing here. Tic-tac-toe even, who knows? If we go to Italy, Mexico, there's probably games that they've played there that would be fun to see turn deadly Squid Games. That should be the anthology route of it. But yeah, so I think whatchamacallit, that's my thoughts on it. I'd like to know what you guys thought of season 3 of Squid Games. Were you satisfied with it? Were you a little disappointed? Highs and lows? Like I said, I liked it, but I just wasn't that satisfied with the way things went and ended. So there we go. All right, my movie compatriots, we finally got through all the items that we had to discuss here today. That went pretty long, almost 2 hours of just talking about topics. Now it's time for you guys to dictate the conversation and starting off here. So let's go here. Well, actually, I'll do a quick Reddit check because you guys always like to check the Reddit. Oh, I did want to highlight this. I love low fan 96. Oh, I love that you made that, buddy. You made me look so cool. Hey, I gotta do it one more time. I thought that was so cool. Oh, woo! Yeah, buddy boy. You will give the people something to strive for, Kal-El. Let me just go to hot. What's hot right now? Opinions. Let me get this straight. You think 25 will be the greatest year of movies in the last decade? So far, it's been pretty good. I can't wait to tell you guys my review on Jurassic World because I got a lot of stuff to say about that. You need 3 C's in order to make a film good. Say that again. Some good stuff. Oh, 2 Stitch, 2 Glitch, Kiss My Cousin, coming 2028. Transformers Michael Bay, we talked about that. Oh, dude, 3C Squid Games would go hard. Red light. Red light, green light would be only red light, so nobody wins. Red light. Red light. Red light. Oh, 6 hours of that? It's winning all the Emmys. Oh yeah, Return of the King. I like the little doggy. Such a cute doggy. Oh, I can't wait. I ordered that bucket, so I will be doing that. I wish those buckets came in time for the Fantastic Four video. Maybe they will. I thought I seen this somewhere. Oh, Ghidorah. Chris, Funko Pops, Hot Toys. Oh, that is how it be. Michael Bay directing Skibbity Toilet Baby, Skibbity Toilet movie. Michael Bay returning to make a racist Transformer movie. I can't. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's see how he does it. Dude, are they already out? I have to go find it, dude. I heard popcorn doesn't even fit in this thing. A Jurassic World bucket. Oh, not that good at blending Chris' face in the back. No, you did great. That's exactly what I looked like on the toilet after Taco Bell. To infinity. Chris Cotton 4K. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. This is photoshopped. I did not do this. He's a savage, bro. 3C Galactus Popcorn Bucket Concept League. All good stuff. Good stuff. All good stuff there. Let's get into our viewer questions now. Okay. All right. Let's move this over here. That way we can get my good angle. And then let's have this here. Okay, good. All right. So what we have here. What if DC Ultraman was revealed to be Brightburn? Oh, dude, that'd be crazy. I know James Gunn produced that movie or something, but no. Let's leave. I wish they did make a Brightburn sequel, just to see if they would have introduced like evil Batman, evil Flash, evil Justice League members, because I think that's what they were teasing at the end of that movie. That would have been funny. What are your thoughts on the Clayface being likely to be R-rated? I like that. It's gonna amount to some great body horror. Mike Flanagan probably wrote some really cool stuff. It also lets you know the kind of things that you can expect in the DC universe. Also, it shows you that James Gunn is willing to create stuff for certain audience and doesn't necessarily mean, you know, so you could have your rated R, you could have your PG-13, you could have your PG movie. So I like that. I like that. It's gonna be happening. Gonna go see F1 with my uncle. Can't wait. Ooh, I still want to go see F1. Haven't had the time to. I'm excited for that though. Shit. Shavi D says, do you feel excited for brand new? Do you feel less excited for Brand New Day, knowing Kingpin won't be the villain? It feels like he would have been Tom's best street villain. I mean, I'm not less excited for Brand New Day. If anything, those like mood board images that they have get me so excited for what could happen in that movie. But as far as Kingpin, it's a bummer, but hopefully maybe somewhere down the line. Hopefully somewhere down the line. Nate Newman says, yo, 3C, tell me if I'm cooking. Final Destination Survivors, a movie where it takes survivors from different death sequences and must explore the lore to discover new ways to cheat death. I would like that idea. Maybe it's too much just for fans, though, because yeah, a lot of people, I did like it. In fact, I was so blown up. I was so happy to get this. They like, which by the way, right here, one of the cool, you guys know I get PR packages sometimes. And if I'm being honest with you, a lot of times those PR packages end up in a garage sale, given away, or I just flat out give them to somebody else, right? But sometimes I get PR packages that I am so grateful and so happy for. One of those being the Sonic box with the Sega Genesis game. I still have that. It's in my collection. And now this has joined my collection. Okay, I got this right here. They sent me a couple of pennies that are in the theme of the deaths for Final Destination. This is in promotion for the movie being on digital now, so you can rent it and whatnot. But these are, I don't know if they're real pennies. I grabbed one out of its case, and it doesn't feel that real, but it is made out of some sort of metal material, and that's just so cool. I love that. I think that is so cool. Spoiler. I don't think it's spoiler alert for some of the deaths. There's a lawnmower fan. There's a lot of these. You see them. But either way, a Survivor movie would be cool, but there isn't a lot of survivors because 90% of the movies end with them dying. But like a Hunger Games survival kind of movie would be kind of cool. But hey, maybe there's something. Maybe we could do a survival movie of survivors we didn't know were out there, and each survivor has a different way to cheat death, and then we could see whose way is the best. That could be interesting. But you are cooking. Carl Nakagwa. All right, 3C. Let's settle the debate that's currently happening right now. Do you think Galactus is an Avengers level threat, even though he's mainly a Fantastic Four villain? In my honest opinion, he's both, especially on a power scale. I mean, the dude's OP AF. I agree. I think Galactus is an Avengers level threat. And there's even a similar debate I've had with the Escape Pod people, which, again, go check out my episode with the Escape Pod people. I'm trying to get the views up on that because I want to be the most viewed. But you know, they were like, who's a Superman villain? And I said someone like Darkseid, and they're like, it's a Justice League villain. Darkseid is a Superman villain, but Darkseid is a big enough villain that he can be a Justice League level threat. I think the same with Galactus. Galactus is a Fantastic Four villain, but I think he is worthy an Avengers level threat. That's my thought on that. DP69 says, hey, 3C, news on Wiley versus Acme. All we know is the movie is for sure now coming to theaters. It's coming out next year. I'm curious what kind of marketing budget they're going to have, because they unfortunately didn't get to market The Day the Earth Blew Up, the animated movie, all that much. Hopefully they do a lot of cool stuff, and you know your boy probably dress up as Wile E. Coyote and do something crazy. So I hope they have some cool marketing for that. I Love Movie says, saw your podcast with the Escape Pod. Loved it. Also, sorry you had to wait 7 hours to watch Spider-Man Homecoming and be disappointed. I set myself up for that. I should not have waited 7 hours for a movie, but that's how much I love Spider-Man. I was so hyped for him in the MCU, and I like Homecoming, but I wanted to love it. Lewis Clark says, went to see Elio twice now, and it's a sweet, fine movie that's not a masterpiece, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. And Elio is okay. We need okay movies every now and then. That way the good ones hit hard. Michael Tom 6 says, which horror icon do you think you could defeat? I think I could defeat Chucky. As a youngster, I had my doubts, but I think I could defeat him. I think I would Abdullah Oblongata him, and then I would get in his body and say hello to Tiffany. How you like that, Chucky? Aside from Chucky, I don't know, man. Because all these other, like Jason, Michael, they're so overpowered. They're like on steroids. They have the ability to grab you by the neck and then just toss you around, dude. And definitely not Art the Clown. Not even attempting to survive an Art the Clown death. Just take me now if Art the Clown's in the room. Just, oh, that brother's floating in the air. No, I'm not doing it, buddy. Ghostface, maybe. If I'm being honest with you, as scared as I am of like Michael Myers or like a Friday the 13th, I am more scared of someone in a Ghostface costume with a knife chasing me, because that feels real to me. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, those are fantasy land made up characters. Nah, someone dressed up as Ghostface with a knife is real. And like I said, every time I come into the studio, I look at the feet of my little Ghostface and I get worried. So I don't know. Leatherface, I don't know. Bubba's got some strength to him. I think I could take on the Puppet Master toys. If they all gang up on me at once, maybe not. But one by one, I could probably take the Puppet Master toys. Except for the guy with the big hands. The Muffin Boy says, rank these December 2026 movies out of anticipation. Shrek 5, Violent Night 2. Oh, yeah, Violent Night 2 got an answer. Jumanji 4, Ice Age 6, Dune 3, Avengers 5. Okay, bottom of the list, Ice Age 6. I only really like the first Ice Age movie. I love that first Ice Age movie. Every movie after that, don't even know what happens in them on. I know he gets a girl, then he has a daughter, then Sid even finds somebody. Orale. But that's all I know. I really only like the first Ice Age, so Ice Age at the bottom. Then I'm going Violent Night 2. I like that first Violent Night, and I'm curious what more bloody, crazy things. And I think they're going to introduce Mrs. Claus and all that, and what other mythology they could add into it. That could be fun, but I know they're just like dumb fun movies, the Violent Night one. So I'm going to do that there. Then I'll probably go Jumanji 4. I'm just still a much bigger lover of the Robin Williams Jumanji movie. I just like that one a lot more. But at least this time they'll be doing the Robin Williams version where like the stuff from Jumanji comes into the real world. At least that's what they were teasing. So that makes it fun. Then probably Dune 3. Oh, come on. I want to see the end of this trilogy. That thing's going to be epic. Shrek 5, then Avengers 5. That's my list, y'all. That's my list, y'all. Go check Reddit. I post new photos. Orale. Orale. If there's something worthy of it, I'll go back to it. I just wasn't seeing a lot bumping. I wasn't seeing a lot bumping in there. Yeah, not really. Not seeing a lot of craziness in there. I'll check it out towards the end. Hey, Chris, apologies for the rant. To let it out, I'm sick of hearing people say the Jurassic franchise needs to go extinct and it's tired not to see rebirths. But I know if anything, the MCU should. Yeah, I just don't know what people want from the Jurassic franchise right now. And I have a lot of thoughts with that new movie. Again, you'll get my review on Monday. That's when I'm allowed to post it. But I'm fine with getting more, as long as they keep giving me cool dinosaurs. And that is one of the big positive things I am going to have to say about the new movie, is the way the dinosaurs are used in that film. I think that is what's going to please most people, but the story isn't anything special. If anything, it's very basic. And I think that's maybe what people want. They want that awe. They want that shine glow. I just don't know what you do. Do you do the thing where you eventually go to like dinosaur human hybrids? Because then that just doesn't feel like Jurassic Park. Do you just wipe the slate clean and go back to like a theme park on the loose? How many times can you run to that formula? I definitely don't want to go to dinosaurs with laser beams on their heads. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think Camp Cretaceous had the right idea. I would like to see like an all kids Jurassic Park, like the idea of that show where it's like kids who are at the camp of the theme park and then they're all being chased by a dinosaur. Just be a different perspective, almost the way Alien Romulus. Instead of having adults in the alien world, they gave us a bunch of like adolescents, like teenagers or like young adults, and how they reacted to the world. Let's Alien Romulus Jurassic Park. Something like that. We'll see. Karate Kick 4D says, Chris, you saw how Megan talked smack about FNAF. I did see that, and I saw how the FNAF community went crazy. Megan just be a little smack talker. I thought it was kind of funny. She didn't say anything too crazy. I did think it was funny. She did like I saw an interview with the Megan doll, and someone asked her if you could marry F kill between Billy the Puppet, Chucky, and they said another killer doll. I forget who. Oh, Annabelle. Who would it be? And in the comment, Annabelle wrote, "You mean Ugly 1, Ugly 2, and Ugly 3?" She's like, "I just killed them all." She's so funny. I think Megan hilarious. Five Nights at Freddy's or Five Nights at Alfredo's. What kind of food they got at Alfredo's though? Know what I'm saying? Can't lie. Saw your review on X. Can't wait to see it in video format on Monday. I've seen a lot of love for this film from fans. Criticism seems divided. Yeah, it's gonna be a little divided. But honestly, I don't see anyone calling it garbage. I don't see anyone saying a train wreck. I think it's unfortunately gonna the negative reviews are just gonna be it's mid. It's mid. Procrastinator says just finished Squid Games. There are huge things to spoil, so be careful, everyone. Thank you so much, buddy. Jesus LeVay says, when are you coming to Austin? I don't know, for Fantastic Fest or maybe some sort of other event. If there's ever a cool screening or event, I'll be down in Austin. It's nice out there. JJ Cinema says, if Mr. Free shows up, who do you think will play him? Bryan Cranston, Patrick Stewart, Doug Bradley? Dude, Doug Bradley would be awesome. No, it's got to be someone a little bit more modern. I know people want like Giancarlo Esposito, but I don't think so. Bryan Cranston would be kind of cool. Chill. Say that again. But we'll see. Went to go see 28 Years Later, but ended up seeing 28 inches instead. The 4DX experience was wild, my friend. Vatican 2 says, can you please say Vatican 2 is my friend so it makes me look cool? Love you. Vatican 2 is my friend. We hang out on weekends. Except Sundays, because I hang out with Vatican 1 on Sundays. The Harlequin Demon says, FNAF, Terrifier, Fallout, WWE, and Poltergeist are coming to Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. You going to it or not? If so, what do you think of WWE getting a house? That is interesting. Are they going to like grab me and throw me? Oh, and his name was 3C. I'm curious to see what a WWE house looks like. But honestly, you had me at Terrifier House. I know FNAF is going to be there, but I think it's just like a crowd show, right? I don't think they're getting a house. Or they haven't announced what it is yet. We'll see. WBB sends in some love. Thank you, WBB. Grayson Gerber says, 3C in it, a Little Caesar, a Little Caesars right now. Shift is not fantastic. Oh, no. I'm sorry, buddy. I still appreciate you being here. David the Mamba says, 3C, you think the Batman script Matt Reeves turned in is the final one, or is the barely the first draft? That is hard to say. Also, do you think DC waiting on Superman box office to reveal Batman crossover details? Thanks. Yeah, I do think there is something to waiting on the success of Superman if they will somehow tie in Robert Pattinson, but I don't want to keep feeding that train because James Gunn has said multiple times it's not happening, but he could change his mind any moment. We'll see. I do wonder if it is the first draft. It can't be the first draft. I feel also like Matt has been like probably sending in little pieces of the script. There has to be little pieces, right? But I think it's close to done. I don't want to say it's the final, but it's probably a close to done script. Maybe a 1 or 2 revisions, whatever James Gunn has to say. Carl Nakawa says, do a review on Sony Animation new movie K-pop Demon Hunters, please. I still have yet to see it, but I did see some people talking about it. I don't know if it's worth watching though. Hoping we get a new Lion King movie announced in D23. I know it's not everyone. I don't mind live action animated, although I hope it's animated. If they decide to, it won't be at this D23. It'll be like 1, 2, I would say like within the next 2 years. I think it's too early to announce another one. I know, but Lilo and Stitch just happened. Yeah, but this will be a 3rd movie, and they're still trying to collect a little bit more on it. I think it'll be like within the next 2 years if it happens. But honestly, I don't know if I want it. Chimps333 says, huge Superman hater. Excited for the movie. Much love. Oh, appreciate you, Lex Luthor. Appreciate you. Really wish you were here. Says, ranking the Jurassic movies with Rebirth. It's probably right in the middle. I don't want to give it away. I'll probably post a YouTube short with my updated ranking once I post my review Monday. But somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's at the bottom. There's a couple other ones I'd rather have at the bottom, but I think it lands in the middle. NYC Donny says, I met you at Halloween Horror Nights. It was cool. I'm in the video. 1990 Shredder is the best Shredder. When will you discuss your OF if it's a bit cheap for what you show? Well, it was nice meeting you. I'm glad you remembered me. I always love meeting fans. 90s Shredder is the best Shredder. I will agree with that. D Mark 024 says, hey Chris, what aspect of a movie usually gives you goosebumps? For me, it's a great score. Great score could definitely do it. It's hard to say. Things that give me goosebumps, it's a good silent scare. That's what will give me goosebumps. And there's not a lot of those because what I mean by a silent scare, it's so hard to like how do I say it, define though, but it's like a shot where it's just silence and it's just you looking at the creepy scary thing, whether it's the demon. I think like Annabelle Creation had a couple of shots like that. It's just shots that it's just the silence and it's just the impact of the first Stranger movie had a good moment like that where the girl's in the kitchen just doing dishes and the mask guy is just in the back. Like that's kind of like a goosebump moment. It's just like the silence of the killer there. The fact that he's that's something that does it for me. If not that, a good twist, dude, a good twist will always get my juices flowing. Like teenage me in the Saw movies, I guess that helps with the score too, like you were saying. You thought the game was over, but it had just begun. Oh, dude, good stuff. It's crazy how fast time goes. I remember when James Gunn announced Superman in January 2023, and now it comes out in 2 weeks. Dude, yeah, eras like this are insane. We went through the Batman era. We went through the No Way Home era. We're about to end the Superman era. I'm excited for the next era, man. It's probably Brand New Day will be the next era. Doomsday will be the next era. It's fun having these kind of eras go by, but it's crazy how time flies, dude, because I also remember, and it felt so far away when it got announced. And now we're here. Sebastian Alvarado says, what movie would you rather see Bully Maguire versus the MCU, where he has to dance battle everyone till they goon to death, or Johnny Storm versus Gambit, where they see who can goon the fastest? What? Just Bully Maguire. Bully Maguire all the way. Seek professional help, Sebastian, please. Jonathan Gonzalez says, sup 3C, are you covering the new Jason short film that was just announced? I don't understand the plan. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit earlier in the side flick. If you missed it, I'll post it on the Clips channel, but it's a crummy commercial, buddy. That's what it is. Elliot says, one T-Rex versus the 3C multiverse characters. Oh, but 3C multiverse characters wins. They have 3C Superman. He'll defeat them. Kittens, Carrots, and More sends in some love. Thank you. Tom says, have you watched Chaos Theory and the character origin show Camp Cretaceous? No, I have not, buddy. Honestly, I'll probably wait till I have a kid to check that out. That's what I'll probably be bored, and then I'll finally show them Jurassic World movies and all that stuff, the park movies. Elliot says, wouldn't normally do this, but for 700k subscribers had to. Congratulations on 700k subscribers. Can't wait for you to get a 1 million subscribers. You deserve it so much. Love. Oh, thank you. One day we'll hit that 1 mil, guys. 1 mil before 2020, before the Batman Part 2. It'd be awesome to hit a mil before the Batman Part 2. So that's 2 years. I could do it. Dark Force says, your take on neurotic opinion on Ironheart. Again, I never want to start beef or anything on the creator, and he's totally fine to not like the show, because I also didn't enjoy the show, but I gave actual reasons and opinions on the story, the characters, the direction. He decided to go, I bet you her version of Jarvis is named Jaquisha. And that's all I needed to know about who he is as a person. Nick Jackson says, hey, Chris, happy 700k to the channel. Since you wanted the best James Bond movie, I'll give you the top 5 best in my opinion. 5, License to Kill. Okay. The Spy Who Loved Me. 3 Goldfinger, GoldenEye, and Skyfall. Yeah, those are common ones I was seeing in the comment section of my video where I was talking about the recommend me James Bond one. So I'm definitely compiled a list, and I'm gonna get to doing that. Yeah. Carl Newsom said, yesterday was my birthday, 3C. By the way, my last name is pronounced Wukakua. Wukakua. The N is silent. Oh, Wukakua. Okay. Carl Wukakua. Appreciate you, buddy. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday, Carl. David Hernandez says, Forever Red. Endgame. What is Forever Red? I've never heard of Forever Red. Is that a movie or something? Forever Red movie. Oh, okay. That's the Power Ranger event. That's what you're referring to. I could, if I was a Power Ranger kid, I bet that would have like had me going crazy. And Red Ranger, when I did watch like 1 or 2 episodes of Power Ranger, and I did think I saw a Power Ranger movie. Don't know which one, but I remember having a VHS. Red Ranger was always my favorite. But yeah, I'm sure this was a wild moment for a lot of y'all. Crazy. WB says Ohana means family. Family 3C is family. Stitch kiss cousin now. Not letting that slide, little blue guy. David Hernandez says, can you cry for clickbait? I mean, you could. Here, I'll let you guys make the thumbnail, and hopefully this will be the thing on the Reddit that we can all look at the end of this stream when the chats are done. Okay. Here, I'll take away the thing real quick. It's good. I hope those were some good cry faces. Let me know what thumbnails and things you come up with. Marvel Oatsmeal says, I've been watching since the end of 7th grade, and now I'm heading to college. Just wanted to say thank you for all the great videos and streams. Your content has meant a lot to me over the years. Oh, man. I just can't believe I've been doing this for so long that some of you are growing up like that. It still feels like I've only been doing this for like 3 years, but I started in 2016. It didn't blow up and get famous until, I say famous, but it didn't blow up or get a good audience until 2019. And so it's been a while, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. Lewis Kirk says, can you say I'm vengeance in the Stitch voice? Okay. The Stitch voice is hard for me to do. I don't know. I can't do it. I have to say Ohana for Ohana means family. I'm vengeance. I don't think that's how Stitch would say it though. A Fast Spider-Man heard there might be Tremors reboot sequel. True. Yes, I do remember seeing articles about that. Even Kevin Bacon wanting to be involved. I think it's because the rights to Tremors went back to the people who started it. I think it is true. There's a big fan base, or like a niche fan base for it. So I could see it happening. I remember seeing a good chunk of those Tremor movies. I think I stopped watching right when it got to Jamie Kennedy's movies. So like part 4 or 5. Ben Molsky says, have you seen The Amazing DC and Sonic? Yes, I have seen it. Pretty cool, but not really going to be collecting those, but pretty cool. Kins, Carrots, and More says, I'm from Frisco. What's the next convention you'll go to so I can meet you in real life? You go to my local Cinemark in your videos. Thoughts on The Bear Season 4? Unfortunately, your boy is one of those weirdos that just doesn't like The Bear. I really tried. I think I watched like 70% of season 1, and I just couldn't get into it, guys. I like the actors in it. Maybe I just had a different expectation for the show, but there's only so much yelling and cursing I can do before I'm like, what is this? Do people like this? I'm sure maybe the storylines get intense and interesting, but after a while of them just screaming and yelling and saying, yes, chef, I was out. I couldn't do it. But I'm glad if people like The Bear. I just didn't do it for me. As far as I like to go here, the Cinemark West Plano, that's probably my favorite one to go to. But any conventions, I don't have any up and coming right now. We had Frightmares and Fan Expo right back to back. So right now I don't have any, but I'll keep you informed if I have any that come up, buddy. DJ Extra Pelixi says, if done well, can cinematic anime movies wave surpass the comic book movie wave? What about Saturday morning cartoons turn movie franchises picks? Dude, yeah. See, like I know we still have the superhero movie craze, but I thought it was gonna be video games, but there's only so many video games you can choose from that could blow up, you know. And we're already getting through some of the big ones: Minecraft, Mario, Sonic, and like I don't know who else is left. Like, yeah, maybe like a Metroid, but I don't even know if that would be that successful. We're about to get Link, Legend of Zelda. You know, I don't know if a Kirby movie would go crazy. I don't know if I would love a Crash Bandicoot movie, but I could see that flopping as much as I love Crash Bandicoot. You know, God of War would probably do cool, but they want to do that as a show. I don't know. I think it's very niche. I think the day we get like a Fortnite or a GTA movie would probably do numbers. But other than that, a lot of things would be a lot of small. Like you saw how Borderlands, big fan base for the video game, hardly anyone showed up for the actual movie. So I think you're onto something with the anime craze. That is something if they do live action anime right, but it is so hard to do live action anime good. Like Netflix is barely cracking the code with like One Piece, and even then season 2 could be horrible. Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I know isn't considered anime, but it's anime-esque. I don't know if that even got the amount of people watching they wanted. Saturday morning cartoons, though, I need like Danny Phantom and Ben 10. I don't know if you count those as Saturday morning, but to me, those are the ones that need to happen. Mega Man would probably be cool. Saw the chat say that. Mr. Death 27 says, congrats on 700K. Have you seen the news that the last part of Superman feels like a Superman adventure episode? I got tickets already to watch. Yeah, I did see that, and it's descriptions like that have me pumped. Low-key upset. Punisher needs to be PG-13 and Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm a little upset, but I'm curious to see how they do that and how far they can push that. I think you could still do it. Punisher has always had some crossovers with PG-13 characters, and it's worked. So I'm curious to see how that will work. I love raping. You almost got me. You fucking that was good. Dang. Oh, dude, if I said that last line, I hate you, dude. This close. You almost got me. I was like, oh, his name's Ray. And then ping and all right. All right. I see you there. You see F1 yet? Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I'm sure that's why you commented, buddy. Nice profile pics though. Crispy says you talk too much about Star Wars on Escape Pod. Not my choice. Not my choice. That was the Escape Pod's doing. I appreciated them throwing in popcorn bucket talk and Terrifier talk. But yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars talk. I'm just not a big Star Wars guy, but they're Star Wars guys. I can't dictate what other people want me to talk about on their podcast. I had a good time with them though. They're very nice people. Is it urinating lean? What are these names? Urinating lean or something that lean. Did you see the first page of Batman 2 is done? The first page? Oh, buddy, we'd be in trouble if it was the first page. Yeah, the script is done. I did. It was a topic. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. The Diablo 3 says, is it true local theaters in Texas sell pickles? They do. They do sell pickles. I should honestly vlog that one day. I'd be curious. Maybe a lot of you guys do. It's happening more and more. Cinemarks are very good at it, and I'm not. The Cinemark I grew up with in my childhood, which is it's in Cinemark Web Chapel. That is a very Hispanic area, and whatnot. This is where I grew up, bro. They sell you hot Cheetos with cheese. They be putting the jalapenos with the popcorn right there. They got that fan base locked down. Bags of Takis, all this stuff. They got a lot of crazy things in there now. They be selling, and they're trying to go all out with everything. I think I even started seeing like panini sandwiches, grilled cheese sandwiches. They got the Pizza Hut pizzas at Cinemark, which is that's how they got me. But yeah, they got a lot of crazy stuff. Let's see here. Sub Boys Gaming says Channing Tatum as James Bond. Sorry if I spell his name wrong. It'll unfortunately never be an American unless I'm wrong and there's already been an American James Bond. But I think the whole like thing of James Bond is he has to be British, right? He has to be from the UK or has to have that kind of accent going. I think maybe they'd be okay with an Australian, maybe leaning into that. But I think they want to go with someone British. So Tom Holland. Just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the streams. I usually listen to the replays of the streams when closing out my job, and it helps pass the time. Hey, I'm happy I could do that, man. I do that sometimes too with other creators. Lately I've been in a gap though. I'm trying to find some more. Like the Weekly Planet, I love listening to them on Mondays, but I fly through their podcast in one day, so it's like I need to listen to more because I also like listening to people while I do chores around the house or go exercise on the rare occasion I do. So I'm glad it can be that for you guys. Nick Figure says, so here's the thing. Say that again. I don't want to read to I don't want to read into this. Say that again. So don't sue me. Say that again. But I think the next Marvel movie is going to be fantastic. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. I have a really fun idea for my cringy intro for the Fantastic Four video. And I hope I do it because I know I've been slacking with the cringy intros, but I actually have an idea for the Fantastic Four one. I think will be good. Endless Abyss says Denzel's son, John David Washington, would be good since he was in Tenet, which is an espionage movie. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him, and he was James Bond-ish in Tenet. You know that's the vibe that they were going for in the Christopher Nolan movie. So I think you're onto something there by saying it was espionage. Did you hear that SpongeBob in Sonic Crossworlds along with TMNT and Avatar Last Airbender? Yeah, that should have just been like Nickelodeon Racing or something. Oh, dude, I don't even want to say Nickelodeon because all week I have been not crying, but I've been very sad over the Tiny Chef situation. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that thing, but I literally saw it like 3 days ago, and it's still all I can think about. I'll just sometimes sit there and I'll just think about that Tiny Chef video, and my heart breaks, and I want to crawl into a ditch and just cry for hours. This was one of the most heartbreaking things to ever hit the internet. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I think it's on YouTube. Just search up Tiny Chef Needs Your Help, and I think the video will pop up. But if you have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking. And I've never, this is apparently, okay, so the backstory of this is, just to give you some context, it was a show on Nickelodeon. It was like a guy who has been always doing short form and YouTube content. Then one day he got picked up by Nickelodeon to do an actual show. And I've never seen it, never heard of it. And it was just a little Nickelodeon show, little of this thing that would like cook and be with his friends and whatnot, really cute. Well, after 2 seasons, they canceled the show. And the creator made this announcement video for the cancellation, and it was so heartbreaking, dude. I could not handle it. I am like genuinely sad for a character I know isn't real and I've never heard of. It was heartbreaking, dude. So Nickelodeon, you're dead to me. I can't believe you've done that. I really hope something good ends up happening with this because that was so hard to see, dude. That was so hard to see. Caleb Hepner says, did you see they added SpongeBob TMNT Avatar in the new Sonic Racing? Also, fans want DC to be the next DLC, and some people say they should also want Shrek. Just that would be crazy. I think they could only do TMNT and Avatar because those are Nickelodeon properties, and with SpongeBob, so it's like all in the Nickelodeon family. I don't know if DC is possible, but you know, Warner Brothers right now is licensing out that stuff like crazy. So maybe. Karate Kick 4D says, we gonna get GTA 6 before the new Jason movie. Oh, ain't that the truth, buddy? Ain't that the truth? Future millionaire. Oh, dude, well then we're best friends if you're gonna be a future millionaire. Hey, Chris, how can Universal ask you not to comment on Jurassic World? Didn't you buy the ticket? Campia already reviewed it. Yeah, it's a relationship thing. I understand why some people did it. Like Campia, he has no interest in going to press screenings because he'll just go the day they open. But for that one, he knew that they were going to show it at a Cinemark locally. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go to it and post my review, this and that. But Campia has no interest in going to press screenings or doing all that anymore, which is great for him. I think for like Cody Leach also, I think in his area, he doesn't get to go to like a lot of press screenings or they're too far away. So he's also like, well, I don't need to keep up. For me, I'm in Dallas and I like being on Universal's press list. And so I'm fine if I want to do a bad review on a Universal movie, which I have done multiple times. They'll still invite me back. The only thing they ask me is to follow the rule of when to release my rule. And so if I break that, they'll just no longer have me on the list, and then I won't be able to whatchamacallit, get early reviews for you guys. So that's why. So yeah, although it's a ticket I paid for and went out to go see as a member of the press and the critic, it's just a courtesy thing. It's like, hey, we put you on a list where you're VIP, we reserve your seat, you can see a movie. If you don't want to follow our rules, we won't put you part of that list. So that's why. But people think it's like they also want you to give it a good review so you can stay on the list. That ain't true. That ain't true. Sony, I'm surprised I'm still on Sony's list. I gave Karate Kid a bad review. I've given every single one of their Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies a terrible review. And they still hit me with, hey, Chris, screening coming up. Here's your reserve seat. So it's just a matter of just respecting the embargo. That's it. But yeah, so that's why. So, but Monday I'll drop in it, and probably it'll be there with like Dan Murrell, Jeremy Johns, all these other reviewers as well. And they probably have already seen the movie too. I think Dan Murrell also saw the movie when it came out for the secret screening, but he's also knows it's like, hey, well, I still want to be on the press list, so I'll follow the embargo. All right. Simosi says, I've been watching Superman and Lois to get into Superman mood. I finished it last night. I loved it. What are your thoughts on the show? I used to be really into Superman and Lois. I thought it was a refreshing, interesting look on Superman, and I loved all the openings of that show where he would like go save people around the world. He'd save like kids on a bus. He'd go to this country, that country. And it was fun. I think I just like, I don't know, like something about it I just kind of got like bored with, or I never just went back to after a break. But my lady has been begging me. He's like, I want to finish it. I want to finish it. I liked it. So, you know, in the Superman mood, maybe I do need to finish it. If anything, I think I want to get into Smallville now. I've never seen Smallville, and I know a lot of people love that. I didn't think I'd get into Smallville because, as you'll see in my Christopher Reeve Superman review, I was unfortunately one of those guys that always thought Superman was boring. I had no interest in the dude. But this is the most excited I've been for a Superman movie, so maybe it's time to start catching up on some stuff, you know? I know everybody says Smallville is peak, so maybe I should give it a shot. Maybe I should give it a shot. Chimps333 says, if Transformer movie gets rebooted, I hope they start adapting the current Energon universe that's going on in DC Comics with Void Rivals and G.I. Joe. Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Wishing Wizard says, that's not that new Jason short film news is interesting. I hope it actually turns out good, not some cash grab reintroduce him. Yes, I'll eat my words and apologize and be like, oh no, this actually turned out great. But if it ends up feeling like a 2-minute commercial for that beer, then dude, I'm gonna be pissed. But if it's actually something cool, well, let's do it. I think that Little Caesars commercial for the Fantastic Four, apparently that scene isn't in the movie. I saw an article, maybe it's wrong, but like if you guys saw that Little Caesars commercial where it's like the Fantastic Four with the monster, was it Giagi? I don't know the name of the monster from like the first cover of the Fantastic Four that they're fighting at Little Caesars. I thought that's like a scene from the movie. They just re-edited it for the Little Caesars. Apparently, no, that's just made for the commercial. So it could be something cool like that where it's like, yeah, it's a pizza commercial ad, but look at this sick thing of the Fantastic Four doing that, you know? So what's it? Gigantos. Okay, thank you. That's what the doctor said when he looked at my balls. Those are gigantos. Thank you, doctor. I'm not the doctor. I'm the janitor. What? Yeah, doctor will be here in a sec. Should probably pull my pants up then. Do what you like. I'm just gonna mop the floors. Well, all right, I'll leave them off. I'm a genius. Some people said, wrap it up. Wrap it up. I hate y'all. This guy over here. I was giving you comedy gold and you dare tell me to wrap it up, Mango? All right. All right, let's move on. Let's see here. Hey, Dad Chris. I just want to tell you I love your videos. Thank you for all your hard work, and your dog is the best. Oh, well, I can't wait for you guys to see more of him in the Superman vlog as Crypto, the super dog. Kyler Allen says Shia needs to come back to Transformers. Like, I know, and even the chat was agreeing. It's kind of weird, and he's done a lot of questionable things. I don't think it'd be best. General audiences will not care. General audiences he could kill a puppy and they'd be like, Shia's back with Wiki. Let's go. Emilio Cantu says, Who would you move forward with Chucky franchise? As someone that was disappointed with the TV series, I feel as a reboot is necessary, and I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon does it because they own MGM and they must see that Chucky is part of their ownership now. You would think that they'd be like, well, let's just reboot him. We got Chucky right here. Let's do it. Killer Doll's doing good, all this stuff. But who knows? Who knows? I just don't want to take it away from Don Mancini. I think he's got some cool ideas, but I just really want there to be a new director for that visual flair to bring back that kind of little scare back into Chucky. We'll see. Let's see here. But as far as how I would move forward with it, just keep it more scary. Just lean into the horror of it. More voodoo stuff. Build that lore out. Adventures with Parker and Dad says, any news on the next Saw movie? Ooh, buddy, we're not going to get that for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if we go a year of silence because right now Blumhouse is now just figuring out the logistics. They bought the franchise. Well, they are co-owner with Lionsgate. Now they're going to figure out, all right, what's next? Map out the next 10 years of Saw movies. Tell us the story, the main characters. Who's our new John Kramer? Who's this? Who's that? It's going to be a long time before we get that Saw movie. If it happens quickly, I will be shocked, and then I will be a little disappointed because they're probably just rushing it. Dexter Lover 1 says, I just won seed games on Fortnite. I'm buying you. Dr. Seed Games. Point Flash says, hey, 3C, I hit 9K subs this week. Ooh, congrats. You're a huge inspiration. Squid Game Season 3 was fantastic. Say that again. And really sad, 10th season. Keep up the great work. Yeah, it had its good moments. It definitely hit me in the emotions with a lot of the character stuff. I just wasn't that satisfied with the ending. I'd give it like 7.5 or an 8 out of 10 for season 3. Jay Murdoch says, did you see Vincent D'Onofrio reacting to the Punisher in Brand New Day? No, I did not. What was Vincent D'Onofrio's whatchamacallit reaction to it? Vincent oh my goodness. Vincent D'Onofrio. Was it Punisher? Lordy, Chris, learn how to spell. No, I didn't see it. I have to look into it. I can't seem to find it right now. Oh, it must have been cool though. Must have been a cool reaction. As a former Superman hater, I'm so hyped for this movie. Hey, me and you both, Mario. Me and you both. Sebastian Alvarado says, Spider-Man and Punisher gooning Hulk or nothing. Come on, Spider-Man. Mr. Stark. I don't want to do this, Mr. Castle. Black Ladder, not I. Chris, much love. Have you heard about Hulk being in Spider-Man 4? Have I heard about it? There's a video on the channel, buddy. Go check it out. Yeah, my thoughts are there and my theories on how it'll work. Mikey Hernandez says, is there any chance Infinity War or Endgame will be released before Doomsday and Secret Wars? Nah, I don't see the point in doing that because it's not even going to be that connected from what happened in Endgame and Infinity War to Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't see a reason for that, but you never know. They could do like an Avenger marathon where they like play all the Avenger movies back to back because I know Marvel sometimes do things like that. Cinema Roll says, I have 17 siblings. Your mama. Michael Tomsick says, when are we getting the Spider-Man cringe throws back? Gonna need that in 2021 magic to be recaptured sooner or later, Chris. I know. The news be dropping so quickly, I don't have time to think of one. And I was trying to get some made up with like Frank Castle's his no. Wait. But I couldn't find anything that matched the Toby memes to like perfectly make a joke out of that. I need to get those juices back, man. I need to get those cringy intros back. Cinema Roll says hi. Oh, hello. Charlotte Amherst says, Charlotte says, Chris, my name is Charlotte Amherst. And one day I'll be a huge director. Gotta let you know, in Sonic 3 commentary, Jeff Fowler confirms Shadow loves Latinas in it. I will never forget you. I will never forget you when I'm in Hollywood. Thank you. Because I also love Latinas. Shadow and I have that in common, actually. I did hear a piece of that commentary. Someone posted it online. It was just funny to have a director say that with a straight face. As you know, Shadow loves Latinos. Oh, yes, of course. We all know that. Rick Flicks says, have you heard of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark? Yeah, the musical. I've heard of it. I know it was like a disaster because people were injured every day on it and things like that. I'm sure there's probably like a good YouTube video with like a breakdown of the craziness. I need to watch that. But I have heard of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Ben Malsky says, Phantom Events is releasing Spider-Man 2.1 in September. I saw that. But if I'm being honest, although most extended editions are cool or interesting just for those extra scenes, I'm not a big fan of Spider-Man 2.1. A lot of unnecessary random stuff be happening in that. But it's cool that they're releasing it. Cinema Roll says Lilo and Stitch 2 have Angel and Leroy. Yes, they are must-have, Cinema Roll. They are must-haves. Johnny Corey says, hey, Chris, I want to start a YouTube channel where I break down movies thematically, kind of like a thematic version of the kill count, but for all genres. Any advice? Oh, I mean, just do it, buddy. If you, it seems like you got a formula down, like the kill count thematically, I think you could do it. Just be careful with the copyrights. No more than 5 seconds of continuous footage. That is the rule for that kind of stuff. Cinema Roll sends in hi. Thank you so much, Cinema Roll. I have a sneeze coming on, guys, so give me a second. Thank you for those who decide to bless me. Mario says, do you think there is anything in the tease about Rhea Ripley in Terrifier 4? It could be. I did see that Damien Leone, the director, was like, oh, let me start writing something up now that, like, because she said she wanted to be in Terrifier 4. Maybe. Jarvis, clip that. Thanks. But we don't know. It could be a good idea. There's always a WWE fan base out there, so it'd be nice to attach them. Baby Rex says Batman Begins is the best Batman movie. I wasn't a big Batman Begins fan when that came out. I remember watching it as a kid and going, what it is? But as an adult, I appreciate it more. I'm not willing to say it's the best Batman movie, but I do like it a lot more than when I first saw it when it came out. Does it come in black? Good job, Christian Bale. Why do people keep calling it Squid Games? Why do they call it Squid Games? Because that's the name of a game in the first season. The Squid Game. Squid Game from the Squid Games. So I don't know if they're going to call it Squid Games though in the American version. I remember seeing a report from like Daniel RPK that David Fincher's like arguing with Netflix because Netflix wants to call it like Squid Games America. And David Fincher's like, well, no, I want to name it after an American playground game like Red Rover or Duck Duck Goose or Hopscotch or something, you know? Cineroll says Angel and Leroy for Stitch 2 is going to happen, I think. Is going to happen, buddy. There was a Leroy tease in the live action movie, so maybe. Lance Palmero says, hey, Chris, have you heard about this movie called Regretting You? I'm so excited to see it, and I'm most anticipated movie of the year. Regretting You movie. Sounds familiar. Mason Thames. Regretting You is an upcoming American romantic comedy. Doesn't tell me what the plot is though. No, I have not heard of it, buddy. But I will keep it on the radar. Comes out October 24th of this year. Mason Thames, McKenna Grace, Dave Franco. Okay. Oh, it says here centers on a strained relationship between young mother Morgan Grant and her teenage daughter Clara, exerted by Morgan's husband Chris's tragic death. Could be fun. Is it based off a book or something? Cinema Roll says, do you think Angel and Leroy will be in Lilo and Stitch 2? I think Angel may be somewhere down the line. I think for sure Leroy, since he was teased in the last movie. Major is your dad says, what's better, Squid Game or Stranger Things? I am still a Squid Gamer. I'm a little squiddly fellow, you know, can't take me anywhere. But I love Stranger Things also. And maybe after that final season, I'll just come to the realization Stranger Thing better. But we'll see. Austin Cade says, in regards to the F-Teen universe, I think it sucks after all this legal trouble in years. We got greedy corporate Jason. Like all we want is a movie. I know, right? It sucks, man. It sucks. But hopefully they make some cool stuff down the line, right? Cinema Roll says, do you think Angel will be Leroy and Stitch 2? Cinema Roll, please. I need your phone taken away, buddy. I appreciate the super chats, buddy. I just don't want you splurging too much. I think they'll be in it, buddy. Yes, they be in it. Peyton Rourke says, hey, Chris, congrats on 700K. Final Destination pitch, a Titanic one. The Titanic is the accident, and most of Survivor's Destination pitch is Titanic 1. The Titanic is the accident, survivors start dying. Hey, that's an idea, buddy. I don't know if it's been long enough. Maybe it's too soon. It's still too soon from the Titanic, buddy, if I'm being honest. Still too soon. I'm offended. Austin Cade says, and Ultraman is David playing 2 roles. We'll see. I still wonder if Ultraman ends up being a clone of Superman. That would be kind of crazy. But it'd be cool to kind of see David Cornston in a more evil role. Ninjago Leak says, hey, 3C, any updates on the live action Ninjago? No, buddy. They just announced it. And I remember y'all was going crazy for it. Y'all want that movie to happen. But as of right now, no updates, my friend. No updates. Cinema Roll says, what Marvel movie are you most excited for than Spider-Man? Right now, Fantastic Four and Doomsday. I wish my hype for Fantastic Four was as much as Superman, but it's really not. But other than that, Doomsday is definitely up there. Secret Wars. I mean, it's the next movie's coming up, right? MP sends in some love. Thank you, MP. Thank you, MP. Lewis Kirk says, one thing I found out about Elio is the composers Rob Simmons is also Deadpool, Wolverine, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and The Whale, which is crazy to find. That is kind of crazy. When you call my name. I know that's not the composer, but still. Pouchy69 says, check Reddit now. I posted. Oh, geez. Well, I did say we checked the Reddit for like crying thumbnails. So let's see if. Oh, no. Oh, this is me if Superman sucked. It sucked. No. That's a good one. Chris kept saying angry orchid. Is it not orchid? Sorry. Angry orchid. This is an orchid. Sorry, guys. Dyslexic. My bad. You're welcome. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. So if you guys want to close up shots of all that stuff, it'll be there. Good stuff. Good stuff. 3C canceled. Oh, no. I just wanted to go to the forest. Absolute cinema. I'm crying. What is this? Yo, rank my photos. 10 out of 10, buddy. 10 out of 10. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know what the spoiler is. Let me just see real quick in case it's a pretty bad spoiler. What the heck? It just went away. Okay, well that went away. And then we got 3C the Fantastic Four movie. Some crazy stuff. It sucked. No anymore. That's where it ends. That's where it ends, my friends. Are you going to review Ironheart? Yes, I gave my review a little earlier, and I will post the clips on the Clippity channel. Where is your review of Jurassic World 4? Coming Monday, buddy. Coming Monday. Mikey the Warrior MTW says, what are your favorite movies so far from this year? Mine's Last Rodeo, F1, and Thunderbolts. I'm biased on Last Rodeo, though, because horses, Western, Escatarian stuff lately has been making me calm and happy. Oh, interesting. As far as what is my favorite movie so far this year, it's still Sinners. It's still Sinners. Sinners right up there with like Bring Her Back and 28 Years Later. 20 years later above Bring Her Back, I think maybe. I don't know. It's back and forth. Have you heard of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark? Yes, I have, buddy. We just talked about it. Andrew 2018 says, I got the Johnny Fantastic zip-up jacket in Pop-Tart. You got to send me a picture of that because I want to get some of the Fantastic Four merch for the video too, so that could be fun. Jesus LeVay says, Star Wars Revenge on the Sith has the best score. Big fan of your work, Bo. Congrats on 700K. Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. Jesus Gonzalez says, can't wait for July. Big movies and your videos. Can I get a shout out from you? Thank you. Your movie updates. Much love. Jesse Gonzalez, shout out. Shout out. 408 Jose said, just finished Squid Game Season 3. Which episode did you think was the saddest? Spoiler free. Episode 2, Season 3. Episode 6, Season 1. That is hard because episode 6 of season, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, maybe 2, dude. There's just a lot of stuff in there that got me so sad. Smoozy says K-pop Demon Hunters was a lot of fun. I'd recommend it. Okay, I'll put it on the list, buddy. Peyton Rock says congrats on 700K. Quick question: if you could have the ultimate horror movie killer final girl, setting, score, and director, what would it be? Ooh, okay. Well, I would have the killer would be Freddy Krueger. Final girl, ooh. You know what? Lauren Rivera. I really like what Lauren Rivera is doing in the Terrifier franchise. I would love to see her get haunted by Freddy Krueger. Setting, let's do something in the snow because I don't think there is a snow setting with Freddy Krueger. So let's do like an open field, almost like a lake area, kind of like Central Park in the snow. Okay. Score, I like the Nightmare on Elm Street score. So yeah, listen, I'm basically making a Nightmare on Elm Street movie here. That's what I want. Director, Fede Alvarez. See what he do with it. Unk says, I'm seeing Superman a day before fan screening. Oh, what if I told you me too? What if I said me too, huh? Yeah, who and Unk now? Oh, and if I told you where also? It's just that El Evil Ojo is watching, you know. I don't want to give away too much, but maybe your boy gonna be watching Superman in the vicinity of Superman. Poppy, will you hit a Logan Paul where you go to Japan? I want to go to Japan. Just wait on the right time. Caleb Hebner says, did you watch Puka as a kid? I don't think so. What is Puka? What's Puka? Oh, no. That does not look familiar to me, unfortunately. No, sorry. But for anyone who did, I'm sorry I'm not a Puka fan. Fervale Edit says, thoughts on Ironheart and F1? 7 out of 10. For Ironheart and 9 out of 10 for F1. I still have not seen F1. I want to go check it out. Ironheart for me, yeah, it's like a 6.5, a 6. I just wasn't that into it. It's not like a terrible show. I'm just not interested in it. It started to get interesting at the end, but we'll see how the next couple episodes go. Retro Lover says, what if DreamWorks Animation made a Dragon Ball movie? Heck, I'd take it. I just want Dragon Ball. I want them to try one more time live action, but we'll see. Elliot says, love the Escape Pod podcast episode you were in and completely agree with your opinion being that Kylo Ren killing Snoke was an awesome, shocking moment. I agree. I thought it was cool. Emilio Cantu says, any 3C Lego lore? I was never a Lego guy. I wanted to be. If I'm being honest with you want me to be honest? Making Legos is stressful. And when I say making Legos, I don't mean like freehanding it. That was always fun as a kid. I would always just end up making the same like 4 things over and over, though, like a spaceship, a little house, or like a stick figure out of Legos. But when I buy a Lego piece, like an expensive one, and I have to build it myself and follow step-by-step instructions, I don't have that much fun. It's honestly a little irritating. It's a little, some people find it so relaxing and soothing and it's fun for them. I wish I had that feeling. For me, it's something of like I don't know, man. It's not that I don't like Legos. I think I'm just lazy. It's what it is. I'm too lazy to have the effort to build a proper Lego. I eat Legos. What the heck? I don't eat Legos. Andrew says, Dead Meat is doing a Saw podcast since I know you love them. Oh, yeah. I've been listening to some of the thoughts they have. Good stuff. Unk, did you see my 2 previous super chats? Yeah, buddy. I saw your 2 previous. Oh, wait. I saw that one. And then it says, Puppy, will you hit the... Yeah, I just saw him. Puppy. I got to them. Just wait a sec. Austin Cade said, Superman Lois, Smallville. Oh. Dang, okay, I got to finish Smallville. And you know what? I'm trying to think why I stopped watching Smallville when I'm like, I don't have a good reason. It was good all the way. I enjoyed it all the way through. I think it was just like the break in between season and I was just too lazy to finish, which happens sometimes to me. Laziness, huh? 3C's kryptonite. Elliot says, you're in the Titanic while it's sinking. With Jumbo live action, Wizard from Wicked, Farquaad, and Green Goblin. You see a lifeboat. Who do you save? I think I'm taking Oh, dude, these are all. I think Jumba, I guess, from live. I know he's a bad guy, but I'm hoping there's some good in him, and maybe he can build me a little Stitch. Everybody else would just backstab me and kill me, man. Even Farquaad. Get off this boat, fat man. I may be short, but I'm not pudgy. Latala says, "Hi, Chris. I have an idea for Star Wars to make a trilogy based on Jedi training to control the Force and remove it from people. Break the cycle." Now, that would be wild. I like that idea. That would be refreshing and fun. Fat Spider-Man says, "We need Cage Ghost Rider in Secret Wars or it'll bomb." You're probably right, my friend. You're probably right. It will bomb without him. Now, I hope he does show up, but I don't know. I don't know, man. We have all these expectations for Secret Wars. It'd be nice if he did show up. I Love Nick Films says, "Is Sinners Cinematic Universe actually happening?" I don't think so. But I did see a recent interview with Ryan Coogler where he was asked again if there will be a sequel or a spin-off or anything. And he said, "I wasn't planning on it, but now you can't say for sure with the success it's been having." So it seems like he's open to it, but his intention was just to be a one-off self-contained movie. And I kind of just hope it stays that way, but I'm not going to knock him if he wants to do more. Elliot says, "Should new Saw movie focus on John Kramer or not?" I mean, yeah, he's such an intriguing, vital character. Now starting him from the beginning with hopefully not killing him right away would be the right thing to do. Adam Belly says, "Sorry, you're going to waste your time on James Gunn's Superman." We'll see, buddy. We'll see. Galaxy Waffle says, "If you were to have any other MCU character come in Spider-Man 4 besides Daredevil, who would it be?" Out of everybody, Kingpin is definitely one, but if you mean like a hero type of character, no, I'm trying to think. That's She-Hulk. Be funny to see Miss Marvel interact. I guess like Human Torch, Johnny Storm. I know they're in separate universes, but if somehow they can make that work just because of the Human Torch Spider-Man interactions. Jay Marduk says, "It was on Twitter." He responds in his replies. Okay. I'll look. Angel Caraba says, "Can you give a shout out to La Familia Cabrera?" Shout out, Cabrera. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Cabrera? Cabrera? Cabeza? Prizzy says, "First live action I've managed to catch, hoping Tom retires his annoying high pitch." I guess Peter Parker. I think we're going to see a lot more grown-up Spider-Man, and I don't think we're going to see as much as Mr. Stark. But hey, we all had that high pitch. I still got that high pitch. Karate Kick 4D says, "Which horror killer would win the Squid Games and who would get eliminated?" I think Art the Clown, because he's conniving, he's menacing. Freddy Krueger also. I don't think you could have Michael, Jason, any sort of silent killer win, because they're too silent and their deaths would be very quick too. James Gunn Suicide Squad sucked. This makes me worry. Oh, dude, James Gunn Suicide Squad was awesome. But sorry you didn't like it, buddy. Sorry you didn't like it. E-War says, "What you think about Legos?" Like I said, I respect them. I like them. There's so many Legos that come out that I think are cool. I just don't have the patience to sit there and build step by step because I go, my fingers, my neck, my back. Late nights say, "Hey, Chris, I'm the person who asked you if you watched Succession a while back. Just finished watching it. I can't believe how sad the ending was." That's another show I liked. I was watching, took a break from, never went back. I can't finish anything. Why am I this way? But I did like what I was watching. Ninjago League says, "I wanted to quickly apologize for asking so much Ninjago." No, you don't have to apologize. "My favorite franchise. Love your content, 3C. Hope helped me a lot." Oh, yeah, dude. No problem. And when there is Ninjago stuff, you best believe I'll have it on the docket. Diago Derlentis says, "I got to watch Megan 2 yesterday. It was as stupidly amazing as I expected. Have you seen fan works that had crazy large fans themselves, like Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragons and Panef Thompson?" I have not. That sounds like amazingness, though, and I'm glad you liked Megan 2. I've not seen that fan work stuff, though. Harlan Quinn Demon says, "FNAF is getting a house. Jim Henson's Creature Shop is working on it. They confirmed it." Oh, okay, awesome. What a year for amazing IPs, FNAF Art, and Jason and John. Oh, that's gonna be great. John Cena too. I I don't know he'd be in the WWE house. That's cool. Elliot says, since we're getting closer to the horror that is live action Shrek, who would you cast? I mean, Mike Myers, dude. Just get Mike Myers in there. He did the Cat in the Hat makeup. Put him in Shrek makeup. Who cares? If not, it's going to be Jack Black, unfortunately. Andrew 218 says the Johnny Storm Hot Topic zip up. Look it up. Johnny Storm. Hot Topic. All right, Johnny Storm Hot Topic zip up. It just has the Marvel Rivals. If you're talking about this one, yes, I've been wanting that. I've seen this. If that's what you mean, yes, I'm trying to get that myself, buddy. Oh boy. But if maybe this is what you meant, that's cool too. But yes, I want this fit because this fit fire. This fit go hard. And the sweater too. The sweater would be cool. I gotta get that stuff. All right. Johnny Storm here says, Ewar says, would you like a horror Star? Yes, of course I want a horror Star Wars movie. That would be awesome. Who wouldn't want that? I don't know who would make it or what the idea would be, but yes, let's do it. Let's have it be someone being chased by Darth Vader, and Darth Vader is like the horror character. Disney Magic Maiden says, love your channel. Thoughts on Jaws turning 50? It is crazy to think Jaws is turning 50. The movie's great. I want to catch it in theaters. I have to be looking. I might have missed it. I hope I didn't miss it, but I'm pretty sure like in August they're playing it. So I got to watch it then. But dude, GOAT movie. Still a deep Blue Sea fan though. Deep Blue Sea all the way. Top 5 favorite movies of the last decade. Ooh, okay. Sinners. Is Get Out in this decade? Oh no, probably not. Probably not. So Sinners. The Batman. Ooh. No Way Home. I guess I got to throw No Way Home in there. Top 5. What's some other top 5s of this decade, guys? I'm trying to think. It's Prisoners in this decade. I did like Furiosa a lot. Furiosa was pretty cool. Top Gun Maverick. You know what? I'll toss in Top Gun Maverick in there. That was pretty good. Yeah. That's some good ones in there. It says here, I Love Movie says, just got to have one with my uncle. It was great. We love 40X like experience. We went to see, oh, dude, 40X with that movie must have been awesome. That's pretty cool. Felix the Phantom says the Snyder cult hatred towards Superman is out of control. They find everything to nitpick about, and they hope they get the Snyderverse restored. Yeah, that's just always how it's going to be in fandoms, though. But hey, we'll see if the movie ends up being worth defending. Ewar says, bro, please repost in Lego Daily Bugle. It looks tough. Oh, dude, I love the Daily Bugle thing, but I'm telling you, I do not have the patience to build that Daily Bugle thing. Michael Tomsick says, Chris versus Ezra Miller, who winning? I've never been in a fight in my life, and I've seen a video where Ezra Miller fight people, so I think Ezra will probably win. That is the final question. What a great question to end everything off in. I want to thank you guys so much for being here for another Friday. Again, sorry for missing last Friday, but you guys are amazing. Hopefully you enjoyed the topics and everything we discussed here today. Be on the lookout for a lot of great reviews and things we're talking about. But hey, it's been fun chatting with you. It's time for something in the way. Alfred, ready my chocolate milk. Adios, babies. Love you all. Have a good and safe night.